I have some a little bit of melt here.
Let me see. It's gonna go live right about. Come on,
We're live.
We're in there. I
We're
figured out how to
live.
do it all myself. So you were saying you got some stuff from the homie Bird.
I got stuff from the homie. Shout out to Bird.
Bird Genetics, the local
Bird
homie,
Genetics, super local homie.
Yeah, I gotta have him on here next time.
Yeah, totally. It'd be
So-
great. I mean, he's doing his thing. He's got some fire cuts.
Yeah.
He's always hunting some stuff. So I appreciate the, I mean,
Make sure you're talking to the mic. Everyone keeps complaining.
everyone
and
can't hear me.
Everyone's always talking about talking to the mic. Why you have a mic if you don't use it? And I'm just
Exactly.
like, you're right.
So we can do ASMR.
So used to chill, and you could play with it if you need to, you know.
Jar.
If you want to like kick back and shit, and just be like, okay, we got the mic, guys.
No, I have to
You know?
sit up at attention here.
Okay, so
Sound.
let me see how we doing here. Okay, so let me make sure we're live, and let me see how it looks on the YouTube. This is a do-it-yourself podcast, y'all.
DIY.
Episode 4.
Only.
Introduce yourself real quick.
Yo, I am Zach from Fresh Press. I've been on here before, making rosin and making hash for 10 plus years. I've been grinding on the single source. We can do a little
It looks
feedback.
good. It looks good.
It looks good. We look good. We look
Yeah,
sexy.
yeah, good. Keep talking. Keep talking.
And, I've been pressing and washing things by hand this whole time. No machines, back breaking labor. That's the way we do it. Like I'm like that. I'm analog. I don't want anything in between me and those trikes. I don't need anything in the way. I need to make sure that I'm checking out everything and I'm involved in the process. I'm not going to go, get lunch at the fine dining establishment down the street while the machines are washing the work. I do it all by hand. So, that's where I'm at with that right now. Is it too dark in here? No, it looks good. It looks good.
You're going to put some light on you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, it looks fine. It looks fine. On the computer? Gotta illuminate my highlights and my beard. Oh, there we go. This is Hollywood right here, baby. This is Hollywood.
This is the point of the live is that it's not robotic.
Yes.
It's not corporate. We're not, if somebody wants to sponsor us, hey, we're open.
We're open to sponsorships.
Like, we're going to do it anyway. We do it because we love it and we want to rep ourselves.
Exactly.
Homies, bro.
Exactly. This is just hanging out. We're just, like people. And I think, you're a pretty social person as well, but we can find ourselves stuck in the room, stuck in the grows,
100%.
Digging through, deep freezers, looking for stuff. Like there's always something to do, and it's hard to connect with other industry leaders doing their thing, and that's what makes it special and what makes us stand out, I guess, in this industry is making things happen.
And it's cool that you're local, and we need to actually
So local.
make it worthwhile as much as possible, you know, and
totally.
like just be cool, it's the homie. Hey, come, pull up. You're local, why don't you?
I should just come by anytime,
Pull up.
unannounced, dude. Well, unannounced.
Just Mace, your dogs are barking.
With your dog, yeah, your dog's out there.
If I'm not here, I'm over there, so it wouldn't even be an issue. But what's up, guys? We're back. We got Z in the house. Fresh Press, episode 4. Welcome
4.
back, big dog. So we'll get right into it. Hash maker,
I'm a hash maker, and here's some of my raw. Here's oh, it's already starting to butter.
Which
That's
one is
some
it?
Fresh Press. This is a mix wash I just did of Tropocalypse number 5, which was a cross I did of Dr. Wilson, your genetics.
Fire.
That's
Let's
the
go.
Flow GMO Dosido cross with Wilson. I mailed that out and hit a bunch of shit in my room, including Trop cookies, Mountain Cut. And out came the Tropocalypse, and then it's a mix wash with that and another genetic I breeded called Mopaya.
Okay.
And it's that's the Motor Breath 15 and the Papaya BX.
Let's grow.
So, yeah, let's grow. Yeah,
That's my cliche fucking like. I used to say ironically, now I say unironically.
literally, let's grow.
Let's grow.
Why aren't you popping seeds today?
Let's grow.
Every day, I not as prolific as you, but it's always fun to just see something and kill it.
No doubt. Yo, before we slide into episode 4, I just want to say something about episode 3. I got a little flashback. I got a little flack from some of the other community members. We all have our own communities, and if you want to be a part of our community, I'm open arms. We don't gatekeep, and we're very open to health and like the things that matter. We're ethical community people.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, I didn't even look back at yesterday's live, but I do remember Mike saying that he don't even use nothing because his room's clean. Okay. But then he mentioned like, not that they use or that he uses. I'm trying to defend Mike, by the way. Like he's my friend. And he's all like, oh, they use stuff like Avid and things like that. He didn't say he uses it, okay? But he kind of said they use or it's used, or he didn't necessarily say I use it in my repertoire. He said my room's clean and I don't need to use nothing, you know? And boom, that's my lawyer defense for him because I'm very matter of fact, black and white. And then me, myself, dude, I've never seen a bottle of Avid, a bottle of what's the other one? The fucking Eagle 20.
Oh, Eagle 20, yeah.
Forbid. I've never seen a bottle in front of me, okay? So we can go into why it's bad for you, but you could just chat GPT that shit and you will get all the breakdown. Whereas back in the day, it was just kind of like grow shop talk. IG talk,
this or like
forum talk, and very much so. That's not necessarily as easy as an iPhone, where you just grab, click, and it's there, right?
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, go look for the forums. Okay, not everyone was there at that point in life. Even like 7 years ago when we were still on Instagram. Now it's as easy as, hey, ChatGPT, why is Avid bad? Why is Forbid bad? Why is Paclo bad? Why is Eagle 20 bad? And it'll give you all the ins and outs of why I don't use it and why it's bad for cannabis cultivation. But that's just a little segue conversation I needed to have for my community members that even are a little bit confused. I think the comprehension is what's the problem. It's at an all-time low, and people just want to hear what they want to hear, and they're ready to fucking pick up their pitchfork and their axe. But we are way more there than that. You know, I'm not like an idiot. You know, I am an idiot, but I'm not that much of an idiot. So that's just my 2 cents.
Clarity.
That shit's bad. You don't
I've
use that
never
shit.
used Eagle 20.
Yep.
I have lots like so where like in my experience hearing about Eagle 20 was like up in the mountains in Humboldt. And obviously you're working on a hillside with a bunch of different farmers, and you know your only interaction is like when you're driving up and meeting people at the gate all of a sudden, because there's like 20 properties on there, and you hear people talk about, oh, I use this and I use that and da da da, and you know people share their information or whatever. But that's, you know, we would there's some people that would use Eagle 20, and you know we wouldn't respect their gardens, and I wouldn't go and work at those gardens. Like,
no doubt.
If they're like, hey man, I need some help trimming, or can you come and help me water this stuff? And I was like, you know, I understand people are trying to do what they can, but that's so bad for your health. I mean, it's direct link to cancer. You know,
doubt.
like there's a lot of additives and things that people put, and back in the day people used without knowing, because they just thought, oh well, this is for agriculture, you know.
No doubt.
This is used on a large scale. But as we've learned in the past 20 years, how GMOs, how mass production is made, and how people deal with those kinds of commercial grows, they're just trying to get away with whatever they can with, you know. And so they,
no doubt, some people do it knowingly, evilly, just for financial gain. And dude, if you can't acknowledge that exists, you're gonna be so upset every day, and shit is bad and shit's good. You just gotta go find the good in the world, you know. Evil exists, bro. Like money grabbers are there. They're gonna keep spraying all the things I mentioned, and they're gonna keep pumping out LCG packs or whatever the next, you know, low-hanging strain is, you know what I mean?
Sure,
so
for sure. Mass produced. But yeah, I mean, like that's the antithesis of what we do.
100%.
You know, like that's what's important, that there's a definition of how we do things differently, and I think that's what makes our passions stand out, or whatever.
No doubt.
You know,
and don't get me wrong, when Mike mentioned those items yesterday, those IPM products or whatever you want to call them, my fucking light bulb went ding. But he kind of like, danced around it. He was like, respectfully, he's like, you know, I don't need to use that, but people use it. He kind of mentioned, and that's true. Motherfuckers do use it, but don't use it.
Yeah.
Here at our podcast, don't use none of that stuff. Figure it out. Keep your garden clean. Use whatever is. I use Sulfoil X. Plant therapy, the Athena IPM. There's a bottle there. I haven't used it since it came out. What's that? 4 years since that product debuted.
Something like that.
Yeah, I haven't used it since then. But my homie brought a bottle. You know that I'll go to my local grow shop and the safe shit. You know what I mean? But besides that, we're back.
Yeah,
We-
back at it.
I can't believe they even thought for a second, dude. I'm Mr. KNF. Why would I use that, bro?
Exactly. It's contrary to of
It's
your
more.
beliefs, you know. Yeah.
It's more for me.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Less,
Yeah,
dog. What
exactly.
you mean,
All of
bro?
it. I mean that's what Living Soil, KNF. I mean, you're
Yep.
like bring with what you have, because there's plenty of it in the environment
Yep.
to help support healthy plants to do their things to create fine ass terpenes. you
No
know?
doubt. No
That's
doubt.
What's up?
You said you got some bird genetics in the garden.
I got Bird Genetics. He
Talk
bought
about
some
it.
seeds from Kevin Jordy.
Kevin Jodry.
Oh, Jodry, that's right. Okay, and he, it's the red red puck Lebanese, and you know, some kind of land race vibe going on there. I'm down with that. I'm always interested in just the history of the plant and seeing it in a way. Now, like, if it doesn't wash, it doesn't wash. I'm not expecting it to wash. You know, I'm more interested in the plant itself. Like, I'm very fascinated with how genetics express themselves, you know, and like, you know, it may be fire for flower, which, you know, we'll do something with it, but you know, it maybe just be some home smoke, you know, and I think
Yeah.
that's cool too, you know. You know, there's things that are commercial or things that people want or are interested in, or like the candiest of whatever, but as we were talking, some people want to experience the history and be like, what does it mean to smoke a landrace, or what is that incense terp or whatever it is that really brings out like those old heads, you know. 'Cause
100%.
I'm dealing with right now, my brand is now Rec. We're on the, you know, the legal side of shit too, you know. So I'm talking to a lot of older people that buy cannabis and who are interested in the old school strains and stuff like that, and old school hash. How many people come up to me and say, "Oh man, what that ain't that's not rosin ain't hash," and I'm like, "Yes, it is. Let's talk about the definitions, you know, and like how things are made, etc." But a lot of people kind of want to see that, and I think they want to be able to also recognize like strains and like have that journey of
Yes.
like, this is kind of like the foundation of where this plant come from. And then now we have the back crosses and all the crazy experimentation of certain genetics that lead to some of these most amazing expressions, you know. And I think that that journey is interesting to me, you know.
No
So
doubt.
I want to provide that.
There's a lot of that happening right now, and where it used to be more niche, you know. Like I just see even Doja platforming like things like that. He's like, "Oh, I'd rather smoke." And this is, I keep bringing him up because he is like, you know how there's like the person that everyone's kind of looking at do their thing. He's very much so one of them, you know. And he's over here like, "Oh, I like Trainwreck instead now. I like this instead now." You know what I mean? And to me, it's all like, yes, I get it now, because now it's like there is that offering, you know, and even the heady crowd, they want to know, like they are very much, they want knowledge, you know, and they want to get a puck hash plant and enjoy it for what it is, right? And like identifying with it. Whereas that never was an option, because everyone was so, especially in the rosin game, they play it safe, to say the least,
Always.
right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And
definitely.
and where you're kind of, and not that you're gonna wash it, but if it does wash, like
No,
there
I
it
will
is.
wash this.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's probably, I've washed stuff that I've gotten, you know, it's like, you know, like people washing hazes and stuff. Like, I mean, it's a crapshoot. You really have to be open to the experimentation, and then just like, yeah, most people are looking for numbers, you know, and
People are into it, man.
people want the numbers.
I'm
you know?
into it as and we were talking about it because I was like, oh, the hash plant. Like I grew skunk puck hash plant. I grew puck hash plant F3s. I grew OG Kush puck hash plant. I grew Bubba Kush hash plant, and I grew Sensi Star hash plant. I did all 5 at the same time. And now as I get older and I breed more, I accept everything for what it is. Because it's too easy to be like, oh, all the Z's and the Gelinades and the lemon trees and the OGs, the SFVs, the chems, the stuff that has a lot of apparent aromatic qualities, let alone that translate to taste. Whereas the puck hash plants are like more nuanced, right? Where it's like you're drinking green tea, you're drinking black coffee, you know, and that's an acquired taste where everything's kind of sugared up nowadays, you know?
Totally.
So people are becoming more adult, to say the least, right?
Yeah, there's a more, I think, more mature palette that people are looking
Yeah.
for. More of a, and like I think the terp chasing, the flavor chasing is out there, and this is now part of that.
That's part of
flavor.
it.
That's part of the menu.
It's like the blacks, the grays, the browns. You know
Right.
what I mean? If
Right.
you were to equate it to a color,
Yeah.
which is like, what do we dress in all the time? You know,
Yeah,
I wear a lot of black. You know,
Yeah.
So
I've tried to wear.
I drink black coffee, so like I would say like the piffs and the things like that go up in there.
Yeah,
and then there's like the hyper extreme strains that are old world, that are like train wreck pine sol varieties.
Yes, yeah.
But they're old world too, but they're not nearly as they're super different compared to those. You know,
yeah, they're the generational, and then I think that some of these are like again, like kind of like reach back into like the antiquity of what we consider like hashes, you know, and stuff like that. This kind of like the lore and the mystique and the romanticized qualities that hash has. And now, I mean, obviously, like to get Z's and all this stuff, it's been a lot of work to get people to breed and get to that point to find something so sweet and tasty.
100%.
So it's they're just two different animals.
It's an experience to be enjoyed, period, because like it doesn't exist for starters. Like no one's out there, no notable, reputable hash brand right now is like, oh, I got Pine Tar Kush.
Yeah. Right.
And then, but as soon as someone does it, all eyes on that, especially if it's someone that kicks ass. And it's not going to be bad.
No.
It's not going to be Z though.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be bad. It's going to be just like, it's like putting on like Atari Pac-Man, you know, like
For sure. It's
something like that.
It's
you know?
not. I mean, yeah. There's so many iterations of these things. I get you. There's so many iterations, but that it's I lost my train of thought. But the idea is that there's different
There's room for it.
evolutions. There's different processes. There's different abilities to get to still an incredibly delicious thing. It's just not going to be sweet. It's just not going to like it's going to be nuanced.
You know what I think happened too? The game evolved now to a point where we're very comfortable with our genetics and with our hash making techniques, where it was an evolution process the past 5 years, where everyone was kind of on the chase of finding a foundation and a comfortable balance to do the things that they do, whether they're hash grower, a flower grower. So they had to equate to LCG, they had to equate to papayas and GMOs, right? Where now that got kind of saturated and they had to kind of like pivot, and let alone it left room for, because the techniques have been you know, more put in stone, so that they can go roll the dice on the foundation that they built with those types of varieties already.
Totally.
You know,
and like that's what's happening, I think, in that 10 years of this kind of growth in rosin and the processing, and now there's a lot more of a, I would say, like a democratization of the medium.
100%.
People are more informed than they were about how it was
100%.
made, and that's what you invited me to come over and talk about, just like some tricks and trades and stuff. But you know, obviously, you can have machine washed, you could do it hand washed, but like obviously now the new for like mass production is like all this dry sift.
you're gonna talk about all that shit with me right now. You're gonna talk.
I'm not super informed about the.
Talk
I've
about
never
only
used
what
one of
you
those
know.
machines,
Talk
but-
about what you know and what you know about it. Whether it's like, oh, you're aware of the Ripple. These are the people that I've seen doing it.
I mean, I'm always gonna stand behind my guy Pele Polar. He's he's a do-it-yourself guy who's made a lot of technique and has kind of like put it in seminars and books and has built this equipment as well. And I think his intelligence on the process from hand washing and stuff like that like has made a big impact on how to scale up your production.
100%.
And that's what everyone's doing, is trying to scale to be efficient.
Yes.
Not me, because I'm not efficient, but I'm a contrarian, let's say. But I think that you see a lot of these machine washed products, and they're agitating from the below underneath in the vessel, which that's where all your hash is. So when you're agitating your flour and you're in your ice water bath, you want those trichomes to be freed from the plant material, and they collect at the bottom of the vessel. They're naturally going to fall down to the bottom of the vessel because they're heavy. They're much more dense than the water. So when you're agitating from the bottom, you're gonna agitate that resin,
Ripping heads and shit.
It could be damaging your heads, and that's where I think there's a lot of the discrepancies with like where you find your volume in your bags. Like maybe a lot of people end up getting a lot of 40U and a lot of food grade stuff, and that's generally your heads that have been degraded through you know, I think some of the agitation can break down your resin if you're overusing it, especially a machine. You know, there's all these ways that you can, you know, perforate the trichome and it will lose its size, and maybe it's still like relatively like together because it's again a solvent sitting in ice water. It's gonna like hold its form, kind of, you know, it's gonna be solidified. But the idea is to not mix everything up so intensely, not like, you know, we're not using a blender. Now, from my experience, from some of the first washes I've ever done up north, using washing only trim for a farm. This was like you know, almost like it's like 14 years ago, 13 years ago.
Okay.
Using like one of these like someone told me that, oh yeah, use this tool, and it was like a big old paddle attached to a hand concrete mixer.
No shit.
And it was like literally, I am a blender. Like I became the blender, you know, and like I watched it destroy all like heads, and I learned a lot through the like the constant failure of like, why aren't I getting more 120? Why? And I was also just everything was air dried. I built a dry room in this shed that I was living out of on a mountain up in on the 299 in Humboldt. And you know, it's crazy shit, you know. It's super fun and exciting and extreme, and but I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot, and you know, you see what washes and what doesn't wash, and you didn't know at that time like why, you know. But also I was paddling with this, I mean, I was using this, it was like a machine gun almost of an agitator.
That's
like,
crazy,
you know,
work.
and but I mean, there were certain strains that just like dumped. You would see like the SFV OG was a
No
great
shit.
hash plant. It produced really nice blonde, and then I was pressing it, you know. But again, this was all, to be honest, the very beginning, this was all trim run, you know, so it was all dry. But at the end, there was still some fire that you
For
could
that
get.
time,
For that time, yeah,
especially
for
we were on
like-
top of the world.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it was. I mean, yeah, you could have
Yeah.
a lot of. You have a lot of good.
What'd you say? 14 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. 15,
Yeah, fuck
14,
yeah. You were
13,
smoking
14
like a
years.
king, bro.
Yeah,
what do you
I
mean?
you know, and then you know, even though the market was tanking, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Or like people didn't know because obviously there was just this flooding of BHO, flooding of slabs, you know, like trying to bring work from a KNF garden all the way up in Trinity and coming down to LA and try to show people rosin.
Crazy
was
work.
like, they were like, why would I buy rosin when I can get a slab
Of shatter.
for like $400
Yeah.
at that time, you know? So, but like, you know, you learn through the process and doing this, but anyways, the point is that you don't want to be mixing shit up. You don't want to be damaging your heads. You want to gently paddle your work. You want to have the right amount of water to ice to plant ratio, you know, and I think everyone kind of figures that out, what they like, how they like it. When you're experimenting with a vessel or you're doing, you know, giant washes or like how, you know, your volume, the depth of your container, you know, I think that's another thing is that a lot of these vessels aren't very deep. And that's why I prefer to wash in a food grade safe barrels, basically a trash can, you know, not to say it's trash.
The
but
brutes?
The brutes.
The
you know,
brutes? Cool.
Brutes, yeah.
You wash in a brute.
I always wash in a brute.
No doubt. I wash in a
Hand
brute
the
too.
brute, that's the way it is. I mean, I think that as long as your room's very, very cold and
Yep.
everything's insulated and your trikes are going to be pretty preserved, you know, and again, that hand wash is really going to switch it up versus. And I mean, I've seen some amazing, and obviously people win awards, and there's really good hash out there that's being produced with machines.
No doubt. Both
But-
ways.
Both ways, you know, but I just prefer this way.
Yeah.
And I think larger tolls, larger machines, people are eventually going to get to just doing it for the efficiency, and then you kind of lose the art of it. You lose the mastering of it or the experience that, and then it devalues people like you and I who make these things, who
100%.
go through the process, you
Yep.
know, like you can get a burger in Japan made by a machine.
Yep.
But then like you go and you get an amazing burger from a guy who's like 80 years old and he's been making burgers since 1943 and you know he's got the worst scoliosis but he's the master of burgers. You know there's these things are coming up more apparent, and we want to. I think we want to preserve.
There was
some
a
of these
clone
arts.
machine the other day.
Oh, I saw that. Oh my God! Why wouldn't you just pay someone to do that?
Yeah.
Like, I believe in people.
Yeah.
We're like right now, everyone's getting pinched, no matter what you're doing. So we're getting F'd,
Yeah.
you know, like, and so I want to support people
Yeah.
because people need work.
Yeah.
If people don't have work, well, what would society be?
Yeah,
You know,
the clone spreader,
clone,
this
dude, that
clone spreader
machine,
9000.
dude. Oh my God! And it just like, oh my God, all the work it takes to just like diagonally cut the fucking.
I think a
stand, bro.
person is in there just somebody still has to.
No, they still got to stand there and watch it, but they're going to be on their phone the whole time.
Oh
So
my god, bro.
but yeah, I mean, like that's losing. I don't know. Even to be a hippie about it, I think the relationship that we have to plants and how we engage with them and all the vibes and shit like that, all the woo woo stuff, it's there. I mean, you could pay attention or not. I think it does affect the way your plants behave.
Oh hell yeah.
You know, and I think it does. And just like how if you make art or if you do anything and you're putting something out there, it's good to come from like a good place.
Energy is a real thing.
And like machines do not provide good energy.
It's a double-edged sword, right?
It
Like
is.
the perspective thing. Like you could be super like fake about it, and there's a whole lot of fake people, and boom, you got your crowd, and there's a lot of those people, and you're gonna have a nice living. But you're gonna have to live with that, right? You're gonna have to go around people like me that just
the hash police over here.
you know that I'm just like I'm just me. I'll take what I can get. But I'm
smell
gonna
your
work hard and I'm gonna love this shit. You know?
I agree.
It gets. I had a conversation with my homie. I was like, oh, a lot of these. Any trade, it could be overly produced, right?
Yeah.
Like and they could have the infrastructure that help them make a name, to say the least, you know? And you could do that with any infrastructure, because they could just slam it in your face, put them there, put them there, put them there, put them there. And then meanwhile, you got me over here just and that's the machine right there,
Totally.
But fuck it, that I love this shit. We'll take it.
I mean, why not? This is what we do. You
Yeah.
know, this is like, this is our experience, what we've focused on. You know?
Like I don't have a marketing team. I just have ideas that sometimes friends call me and they have ideas and we do shit, but it's not like, hey, hire XYZ. He works for XYZ, and they're a marketing team, and it's like a thing now.
It's copy paste, and that's what I think like has allowed me to stand out, and you also, and I think a lot of other brands. If they're doing it themselves and they're putting in the effort to kind of think outside the box and just do what's true to them, I think that stands out versus like from all the Mylar bags and all the jar stickers and stuff like. And I get it, man. Like a lot of people don't have that creative or the ability to be creative or have the time to do it, but like I think that's what stands out. There's nobody being paid to do this as a job. This is what we do. This
100%.
is how we filter and process our experience. Like, I don't just like, it wasn't a marketing team that said like, let's name a jar after Limp Bizkit. Like I was like, these terps are in your face, but like in an MTV kind of way,
Yeah.
where they're kind of like, yeah, like fucking Fred Durst,
Yeah.
and like that's why I was like, let's name this stuff. It's creamy. It's kind of sexy. It's kind of weird. It's like fucking. I got a better ready to crack open. Here.
Yo, guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're following Fresh Press. I'm about to blast his page right now.
FRSHPRSS
Let me see.
710.
Let me see.
vowels.
FRSHPRSS 710. FRSHPRSS 710. I could probably even show you guys on the camera real quick.
Give him a little view.
Rubin, I'm bare.
This is your abode, bro. This is your dojo. No shoes in the dojo.
I was in the back emptying pots out, and I had my Birkenstocks on, and I'm like, oh, I can't dirty my Birkenstocks. They cost like $300 now. They went up. They keep going up in
The
price.
hippie aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah. But shit, man. Hit the like. Make sure you guys subscribe. Welcome back. Tell me.
That's the Limp Bizkit. That's the sour garlic cookies crossed with the Dr. Wilson.
Fuck yeah. So that's sour garlic cookies from Bloom, which is the GMO sour dub crossed into the GMO Flow Dosey Wilson Mel selection that you made.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
And it's like one that I've been rocking for a little bit now, maybe a little over a year. It's a great creamy, gassy selection. It has
100%.
a very it's like I said, like almost like ranch. It's like kind of like has this creamy onion
It's
garlic
like
thing.
cologne, cushy garlic. Like it's very
It has
complex.
The cushion it is.
It's very complex.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's what I'm always looking for.
You
is
can't put
something
your finger on it.
No,
You can't put your finger on it.
It's that's what I think is the allure of it. Like people are like they like get 3 or 4 different notes out of it, and it always bounces around in your nose, around in your palate, and you're like, is it that? Oh no, it's this. Oh no, is it that? Oh no, wait, maybe it's a little bit of this, So that's what I mean, I'm always looking for development in the flavor and a robust terp that, and it does dump. It is, I mean, it's a GMO, heavy, so it definitely puts out some good numbers to rosin.
I could totally see the dub and the GMO all up in here.
Yeah, totally. It's very yeah. I mean, go ahead, kill that jar. You got the last dab out of you.
Fuck yeah.
I want to dab. When am I going to dab?
Dab. You know how to drive the thing? I'm gonna hook you up.
Drive a vehicle.
Florabella Trace Minerals, y'all. Mace at the checkout. Go to buyflorabella.com. Over 70 trace minerals and nutrients, 100% natural and organic certified. It's OMRI listed. It's CDFA registered. Over 70 trace minerals that most modern day agricultural soil lacks. You're going to find it up in this bad boy. Wake up your soil, baby, with Florabella Trace Minerals. Go tap in. Use MACE at the checkout. That's MASE. You're going to get a generous discount on me, baby. Tap in.
Hell yeah. And that's what it's about. Community, people supporting each other, using good products.
Yep.
I mean, like, yeah, it's like a sponsorship, but not because they're the homies.
I use it too.
You use it too. It's not like just some paid advertisement.
This guy has been supporting Masonic Seeds since 2018, probably.
See, that's real
since
stuff.
17, probably.
That's amazing.
And
That's
he's developed his way now to a company, and they got it all the right way, the long way. You know what I mean? So
That's
shout
right.
out him.
Here's check out this fresh press.
Ooh, let's go.
Fresh press.
What's this one?
This is I can't tell you.
It smells rubbery.
It's a secret. I can't tell you.
It smells like garlic rubber.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely on that. It's on that tip. I want to also see what you think in the flavor and the taste. But I can't disclose what this is because it was a cut that I wasn't supposed to get, and someone gave it to me. And respect, I processed for them. Is there some amazing grow backyard work? Small batch stuff. Like I only again. My work's only indoor. I do toll work for some people on occasion and help people out. Let's explore some terps and stuff.
If you guys know what cut it is, let me know in the chat.
Secret cut. Yeah, I'll let you know off the camera. Also, I have a little bit of melt of the high fructose corn syrup.
Ooh,
which is a
HFCS GMO OZK. Let's grow.
Yep, that looking.
We did the breakdown on that strain yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's Full Moon Genetics, I believe they're called. Yeah, they did an OZ line.
All right.
Back in the day.
Watch me. I'm gonna do a little.
Out of control. My dude brought the hash. He brought melt, press, cold cure.
Nice and sandy, warming up in the room.
Don't let it fall. Don't let it fall. Let's grow.
See a little bit. I mean, the camera is not that much focus.
Let's fucking go. It looks good on the YouTube. It's good enough.
Baby.
They know what's happening.
Let me hook you up with a little bit of a flaggeroonie. So, I mean, I could always talk about the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, let's get into some basics. 1, 2, 3 of so we're like where would you even start? Like
I would start with no matter what kind of setup you're doing, the most important thing is being clean. If we're removing and doing all this hard work, we want to make sure that the product at the end of the day is clean.
100%.
And that's like starting with your utensils. That's starting with using a freeze dryer. You want to make sure your freeze dryer is nice and clean. And also be aware that how you clean it is very essential, especially if you're using, alcohol to clean something, use peroxide, and like there's all these different ways to do it. I would always be aware of how and what those materials are and what you're doing to keep it clean. A clean environment, you're gonna have cleanliness is close to godliness. Hash is godly, so we should be as clean as possible.
100%.
I think that's a real big thing, and from grows to processing, all this stuff it's a great methodology to always prep. Prep is majority of the work. Washing is in many ways is a process, and you're going through the process, you're washing, you're agitating, but all your prep and everything will make first of all, how many runs you do, how much time you're spending in the washroom, all this stuff. It'll give you more efficiency. It'll give you more control. You're going to be more organized. I have a background in working in restaurants as well. And growing up, and my dad worked in restaurants, had restaurants, and I would, be growing up and seeing how kitchens ran, and I used to run food and work in and serve and all this stuff, and seeing how prep is such an important part of making sure everything flows correctly. And you don't want any mishaps in you're looking for, where's my spoon and where's this, because this is all a timetable. Like when you're processing, no matter what, because these trichomes, the resin is super volatile, specifically different strains, you're going to see the volatility, and you can lose terps, and some terps will evaporate and break down in the wrong temps, and you want to preserve everything. Stuff like that won't wash and stuff like that. The reason they won't wash is because the resin is too is volatile, and it doesn't do well in the water. It'll break down in the water. So you want to make sure that your water's cold. You want to make sure everything's prepped. You want to make sure you have enough ice. You want to make sure that your freeze dryer is already pre-fridging, like, or it's cold, it's running. It's always about prep. That I think is. You gonna take this flag, or you got your dab?
I got the little Limp Biscuit.
Oh, go for the Limp Biscuit. That's your first, bro.
I got
what
the
else?
Limp Biscuit. Safe.
Safe.
Fucking
Talking about cleanliness. But always have things organized. I think organization is like the best tool that anyone can have and practice on when it comes to taking your, it's a time sensitive thing, but you want to take your time in a way. You want to have a respect for what you're doing and give yourself a fair amount of space to do it. Because for me, sometimes a wash can take 4 to 5 hours.
No doubt.
Like especially with cleaning and prep, and then
it's not a quick
washing.
thing.
It's not a quick thing, and you don't want to rush it, especially when it comes to your pre-soak, especially on your first wash. You're going to deal with soaking your material, and you want to make sure that everything is submerged in ice. Everything is in a great temperature. You should always temp check your water, and also your water to ice ratio to plant material is important. I was getting about how the vessels are not deep enough, and I think that's a huge thing. But that's also about the ratio
I'll shoot you with
water
some
to
general
ice.
questions. I know a little bit about hash washing or hash making, so it'll give me like I'll be even able to ask basic questions because even my knowledge is remedial, to say the least, right? So we could start with what's a good beginner bag? What's your favorite bag? Like let's start with those two questions.
Do you mean Micron or you mean company that makes
Like a company. What's a good beginner bag?
Rosin Evo does a great job. It's you want the full. I think I'm always down with a full mesh bag. I have used the ice isolators. What is that? Ice. I always forget the name because I don't use them anymore. But
I know ice extract equipment.
Yes, yeah, and they are great. They're definitely on like the higher end of cost, and I don't see much. I mean, there is some discrepancies in microns. I think that's a big deal. But if you're a beginner, that's somewhere it's a little bit more.
It's entry to
accessible.
barriers.
The entry level cost is lower.
100%.
I think you're getting a good product. They have good turnover. They're huge leaders in this industry for a reason. And I respect what they do.
Shout out Rosin Evo.
Yeah, for sure. They hook me up with a sponsorship. Come on, we know what's up.
Rosin Evo, hook it up.
Anyways, I've been supporting you guys for years. Anyways, so I really do respect you guys. I know you're cool as hell. Anyways, that's a great entry point, and you should start with just 3 bags. I think is the best way to start. I think people want to be blown away by the volume that they get at what they get. And if you're interested in starting something new, what's the harm in doing some full spec, or what's the harm of only pulling like 149?
And when you say 3 bags, what do you mean?
I'm talking about the 3 filtration bags that you're going to use to extract.
I know there's the 220 where
you got your 220.
You wash it in there.
That's your work bag.
So tell them.
So you got your 220 bag. That's going to be, and we're talking about microns. These are sizes of the filtration in which the resin can go through and you can filter. So your 220 bag is going to be your work bag. Some people run two 220s, one to work in, and then when they pour it in, they're using another one, or maybe like a 219 or something like that, to just make sure there's no plant material, any extra stuff that may have somehow escaped or gone to the bin, or gone, especially when you're using those big machines, there's a likelihood that some plant material is going to get into your work. So you want to have a double filtration on that. Then and that's when you pour in. So there's the work bag that you work in. You're going to pull up, you're going to remove that bag, and then you have the water is going to be just filled with resin. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it. Some people aren't really into the pulling of the bags, but that's the work. That's
how remedial we are.
Yeah, exactly.
We're still at pull it out the brute can.
Yeah.
And sit it in the cooler. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're still at that stage.
I mean, I don't think it's not broken, so there's no reason to fix it. Again, I think a lot of people move to these other ways of processing because of efficiency. No
doubt.
It's like how many washes can I get in a day? I could technically get like 2
you
washes.
You can't hire the 130-pound guy to come.
That too. Yeah, like you got to be built like a washer. You got to be kind of stocky. You can't be too tall, because if you're too tall, you're kind of bending over your can,
my God.
and now it's even more back-breaking labor.
You can't work here. You're too tall.
Too tall, too wide. No.
But yeah, go ahead. 220.
I think the
220 into 220 or 219
into 219 to make sure there's no plant material ever. Then you're gonna go into your I think a 160 bag is a good representation between the larger heads and your more refined heads. And those larger heads, they're great. They have lots of flavor. Usually they're big, but are also contaminated with, they could be more plant material. They can be contaminated with, if you run, let's say, predatory mites in your
Oh,
space,
yummy. I love that.
Yeah, you don't, just in case, you don't want any bugs in that shit.
In the 160, you could smoke some predatory mites, is what you're saying.
No, I've seen, yes, and in my experience with washing indoor versus washing outdoor, there is a lot of contaminants in outdoor work from that 160 bag.
No doubt.
You can really refine it and rinse it and use. That's where it gets more into a complicated system where I like to use different companies' bags of the same micron and rinse through those so that I'm getting a more broad but refined spectrum, but still removing the materials. Because, human error, microns are microns. They're made out of nylon. They can be easily manipulated through stress. And so you're not always going to get exactly 149 micron and 120. And
like at a microscopic level, they
shift, they bend, you see that a lot. And I actually have, it's interesting because like in my experience, and I think I talked about this last time, making silk screening and stuff, which has a lot to do with microns. This was the introduction of microns to me, was understanding what kind of screen you're going to need for the kind of detail that you're going to do when you print stuff. So understanding the quality and also understanding how much stress that a screen can take, or how much a nylon, very fine nylon bag or filter can take. It's, it can be, that's when you want to look into more expensive bags, maybe, or again, running 3 or 4 different bags to get more of a generalized but yet refined.
Just have a bar too. Like, oh, that's better, or but that's as you go, or because I'd imagine expensive, someone means the best. Oh, that's expensive. That's the best.
That's not always true.
But that's not always true.
And I think that also has to relate a lot to the trichomes too, because I think that there's a lot of and I'm gonna probably get some heat on this, but 90U, not all 90U is the same. Not all heads are ripe at that size. Not all, in every strain, you're gonna see different ripeness elements in this and represented in the physical representation of that thing. Because we're looking at a trichome that is trying to get to a certain level of size for flavor, for effect, and that's why we sift out all these sizes. That's why we don't you don't see anyone put 25 micron or in their work, because it's undeveloped resin, and I think that not all 90U is going to be the most ripe, or from 120 to 90U.
Is that strain dependent?
I think it's always going to be. There's a generalization.
And how long they let it go, or something like that.
Yeah. It's like how you let it go. Like how long is it going to ripen? And it's strain specific. Now I think we're all really comfortable with using this or washing and breeding with the same genetics that have then created like a stability in what we consider hashers,
Yeah.
hash washing strains. And that's why we can say, oh yeah, 90U is like the most ripe, 120 to 90U is right. But that ain't always true. That's not
No
with
doubt.
everything. And I think it really has to do with the garden, the grow, the way that you're feeding it, the light exposure, like every element you can consider. Because we're dealing with living plants producing this, defensive chemical that they use to attract or defend itself in the nature, and we're just getting high on it, and we love that shit. But
No doubt.
Go ahead. Sorry.
220,
220,
160.
160, and you're I would say like, yeah, you can get like a 73. 73 is great. If you want to get a 45, you can get 45 as well. I mean,
90 and then 73, no?
for a beginner,
Yeah.
I think that people are
They have to
ultimately
catch. They need
want-
to catch the 120 through 7. Like 73 is the next one.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
I feel like have the experience,
Yeah.
do the work, and recognize that you're gonna see. For me, sometimes volume will be better for that first experience.
100%
You know?
because they only have so much.
That's mostly most people who are starting off with this are not washing more than probably 1,000 grams.
Yeah, that's
You know,
one
And-
turkey bag.
Yeah,
you know?
that's about one turkey bag.
Yeah.
One turkey bag. So it's I think you want volume out of your work, but you want quality. So that's
Yeah.
why I would use the 149 or 159 to 73, and then separate your 45. And if you want to start as a very basic, and I think that's just because it's you want to be excited about what you get.
I think what people or myself, what I like to see, and what ends up always happening, we end up always using the 90 anyways, and we see it, and we're like, just mix it together.
right.
That always happens. Like, and because why? Because we only wash 1,000 grams at
And
any
you're
given
gonna
moment,
get
you know?
like like if you're killing it with that flour, like theoretically, you're like getting a zip out of like 1,000 gram wash is pretty good. I think it's pretty
Hand
good.
wash.
Hand wash, yeah, it's pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
And so like how much of that percentage will be 90? How much of the percentage will be 73? How much? I think again, like being able to see the process, go through the process, and then like have a good amount to enjoy and understand, and then you can get that like some of those more refined bags and see the difference between 120 and 104, or like and get more into the experimentation, but at least understand the process that you're getting into.
Yeah.
Like you're not like you may like cars, but the first thing you're not going to buy is a Ferrari.
Yeah.
You start with a Civic and learn how to build a car, and then you can understand the process and what makes those things better. But I think people get involved, they go balls to the wall, and then they cash
wanna be
out.
perfect.
They want to be perfect the first time.
Yeah, that's the big problem with the hash making and the weed game, and it's cool, strive for perfection, but
Strive
that
for
shit'll leave
perfection.
you stagnant, and it'll leave you
Totally
ass backwards sometimes.
Yeah,
too.
learn from the experience. I think like failure is huge. Like going through the process, give me a damn, is
Yeah.
is super valuable. And don't don't dismiss what you can learn from it. And like
doubt.
it's also just like anything else. Like you're gonna go through trials and error, and if it's worth learning it, you're going to enjoy those things, and you're going to understand how it's going to impact you in the long run, which is just like really valuable. I think if we can get anything out of all the stuff we do, like how does it make our lives, how does it make me better as a person, how do I interact with the world, how do I engage with people, and how do I engage with my hash? There's going to be continuity with those things.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. I've always enjoyed your perspective on hash, and you're with it.
Thank you.
And that's why we got you on here, and you reached out too. So that's always dope. I love that you're a team player, G. Yo, we're on episode 4. We got Fresh Press in the house, baby. Hit that like. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel for all the new viewers. Make sure you guys go to MasonicSeeds.co. Go check out all the new Tropicana hybrids we dropped. They're almost sold out.
Hell yeah.
Go get you one before they're gone. MasonicSeeds.co. Don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Fresh Press. Follow him on his Instagram page. That way you could see any information as far as drops that they may be having. They are a rec brand.
And we got we're on rec. We're on rec.
So it's not like you got to go to a deep dark den to go find him.
if like
you go to a nice like a nice place, I'd imagine.
Yeah, a nice
you know?
place, nice little Mac store vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Like, no, but you know what? There's the traditional world and the rec world. They're great places. It's great to see a consistent community building between the two of them. I think that's what I've realized is there's a lot of it's very two different worlds, you know. And I'm super stoked about educating people, and also like some of my proprietary genetics are only available in the shops right now.
Fire,
And so you know we
fire.
gotta. You know, we still got to market that in a way. I still got to, you know, there's a little bit of a private selection that's in certain locations. You know how it is. Like what's available is
No
not.
doubt.
You got to have different places things are available.
No
which
doubt. I
think
got
is
more
cool.
hash questions for you. So
Let's
we
go.
we kind of talked about
You gotta. There we
all
go.
the sizes and what they mean and why 220 and why not 90 and why
Oh, dude, Spy vs.
Spy versus Spy.
Sick.
I grew
Spy
up
versus
reading
Spy.
Mad at
Mad?
the
Hell yeah.
barbershop that
Oh,
I grew
hell
up at in Gardena. This guy, his name was Leo. Gardena's right here.
Oh yeah, I mean.
We used to go barbershop there. But I grew up on El Segundo, Vermont for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
That's kind of Gardena.
Yeah, it's Gardena. I love Gardena. Rep Gardena.
I'm like, they gotta. It's like the people that live in Rancho Dominguez and they're like, I'm from Compton. Like, okay, like, sure you are.
Yeah.
Sure you
Sure you are.
Yeah, but
Flag by the way, we're gonna be rocking
take a
flag.
dab, and I got some questions
Wait
for you. I'm
for
gonna
the
do some
time, wait for
promo. Flora Bella Trace Mineral Mace at the checkout, baby. Go do it. Plantsman Group. If you go get you some predatory insects for your garden at plantsmangroup.com. They got them there. Use Mace at the checkout. It can only be used on insects. They're shipped quick, straight from the insectary. Plantsmangroup.com. Mace at the checkout.
Man, that was so low but super tasty.
That's when they're super tasty. They taste like honey and sugar when they're super low, or depending on the strain too. You know, like manna. I call it manna.
Yeah,
Smoking manna.
from the heavens.
Yep. Smoking fucking pollen. I feel like a bee when I smoke. When I smoke super low temp, I feel like I'm a little honeybee.
Yeah, you got the pollen. You're collecting all the pollen on you.
Yeah,
you get
that's
all
what
the
I feel like.
essences and stuff. Damn, now I want a hot dab.
Yeah, that didn't count, brother.
That did not count at all. That was a fail. You know.
Me, I'm over here.
You're like,
Dragon breath.
you know what? I didn't want to tarnish your
Brother.
fucking.
I told you, you know how to drive these
I know how to
things,
drive.
right?
I know how to
But go a little faster, though. You know,
yeah,
what I
you
mean?
know, the first one you got to waste it to taste it.
No doubt.
Second one you
you're
figure out
testing
the, temp,
the gas.
man.
Right? You're like,
exactly.
okay.
Ooh, what does
But
this gear do?
It's a little bit of everything, right? Like the dab right's part of it too, because shout out dab right.
Shout out Dab Right.
But this one works. Okay, this one works.
It does. It's a good temp.
This one
Yeah.
works. This one works.
I just, I'm just courteous, cautious dab.
No doubt, yeah. When people have their dabber, I don't even want to use it, bro, because I be chazzing my own shit, and I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. It's mine, you know. Fucking, I got 6 fucking Toros right there, baby flex.
Baby flux. You got the. Oh, look at all that. Oh, they're pretty used.
That's because they're not clean. That's because they're not
We
clean.
just crank them. Is this your towel, my dog?
Yeah, there's a fresh batch right here,
Freshy.
too.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna shout out to Mars Creates. I think you need to do a little collab with Masonic on
Let's
some Eddie
go.
towels.
Run it,
you
run
know?
it. Let's do it.
Anyways, yeah. Ask me more questions about hash.
Okay,
please.
so
Let's
we
go.
got the sizes.
Got the size.
How much does like a rosin Evo bag cost compared to ice extracts equipment? Off top, if you know, like if because we know these things. I think
they're
I
like
know
roughly around like it's $100 a bag
for rosin Evo
for rosin Evo and
times
ice,
5 for ice extract.
something like that. It's you can buy their set and it's like 1,500.
1,500 for what size? 20 or 5?
I think you get 5 bags. You get 220, 160, the 73, the 40 and the 45 and the 25.
and those are the micron size. What size are the bags?
20 gallon.
20-gallon bags.
They
That's
have 20.
that.
They have 20 and 40.
Would you say the 20 gallons are like a little big for like the dude washing 1,000 grams?
Yeah, I would go.
They'd
with
be
5,
better off
yeah.
with a 5
Go with
though.
the 5 bucket. Yeah, if you're doing small stuff, like go with the 5 bucket.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like I think that's a big thing is your wash vessel and your wash bags can be larger, but the bags you pull can be done in the 5 gallon similar to the Home Depot bucket.
Yeah.
And that's where you can really rinse and pay attention and like be more involved. Yeah, the bag size really when you're washing small amounts is start small. Start
Yeah.
small. I think that's always a good approach. Start small.
Yeah, I've noticed we've had like these Andre the Giant looking ass fucking bags, right?
Yeah.
And we're like washing 1,000 grams, and we got this fucking and we're like scraping the fucking smidge off.
Yeah, and you're
of
like holding. You're like trying to hold them back. Was it the
it.
pillow?
It'll make no sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna use a little Q-tip on that guy.
But
But
I'm sorry,
those
brother.
are no.
We got more over
It's
there.
all good. Don't worry about it. I have my own.
My G got his own cue too. That's some stoner shit right there.
That's some real heady. Thank
go.
you, mercy.
So
Yeah, I mean, what else? I
Small,
mean,
small bags.
start
That's what they
small, small
cost.
bags.
Okay. Water.
Water.
What kind of water do you like? What water is acceptable? What water do you stay the fuck away from? Let
Always
the
have
people know.
Filter the fuck out of that water.
And when you say filter, what's that? Like a RO filter from the hydroponic store?
Yes, you want to. I mean, you definitely an RO filter would be great. I mean, you have to consider of like how many minerals, how hard water is, all these things. Test your water. If you're able to test your water, you can kind of find out what's clean, what's not. I mean, if you can't afford to filter your water, you can find some really good people who do stores who have RO and stuff like that. I think that's cool.
Like in your city, the people that sell drinking water and shit like that?
Yeah, and
they
the
had that
area that I
machine?
started working with,
Yeah.
they had
And they have that nice machine pumping in the back.
Yeah. Luckily I had a good relationship. I have a good relationship with these people, and I was able to go see their filtration and be
Yeah.
like, oh, what's up? All right, I understand what you guys are doing.
Okay.
I appreciate it. That's when I started. Now, like being in the lab and stuff, everything's all set up. We have it dialed in. I think that you have to really. I mean, there's lots of conversation around like pH in your water. Like not putting pH in water, but I'm not just what your pH is.
What
right?
the pH is while you're washing.
Because that could affect your trichomes. Like I think that's a really important thing about it is just knowing all these elements that are going to get in the way. And just, I mean, if from homegrown, you definitely want to not wash with tap, like
100%, 100%,
yeah. So I think that's essential. Also, obviously your ice, there are people who are all about iceless, and that's another big thing, like the ice, what it does, it just keeps your water cold. It doesn't help the agitation. It doesn't help the plants release more of the trikes. If you think that it's some kind of like abrasive thing that's gonna help knock the buds and
like
remove
glaciers in the
No,
water,
it's unfortunately,
crashing
it
into the
doesn't-
Titanic,
Yeah.
which would be the
trikes or the
vessel,
Titan-
and the humans would be the little
falling-
heads falling off.
The heads, yeah, I mean that's a great visual, but it
don't work like that.
But it's
You don't
about
even need
keeping
the
shit
glaciers
cold.
for the humans
You
to
don't-
fall off.
Exactly, yeah,
You could just agitate the
The
fucking
bo-
tsunami, and the humans are just like,
Yeah, that's what the kraken. Like, watch
Yeah.
out for the kraken. But like having agitation in the water and stuff like that. I use ice. I do use ice. I'm not iceless, but that's one way to rock it. And I have experimented with that. But really, that's you have a really dialed in room. You really want to make sure that you're you're removing the certain amounts of water, and that if there is melt and like melt off, I call it, where like the ice starts melting in the water, and now you have like throws off your ratio of ice water to plant material. You want to be removing and adding ice over time, in a more conventional space, and make sure that everything's always on ice. Like your tools, like if you're scooping spoon, you want to make sure that's on ice. You want to make sure that your trays that you're using when you're using a freeze dryer, you're going to put your hash in trays. You want to make sure that those trays are iced out. Like put them in the deep freezer. Put them in, or run your freeze dryer and make sure that it's cold, and make sure that the trays are cold too. Because like anything like that, just like I don't know if anyone's made cheese, or you work with certain fats and you introduce something that's like either temperature or acidity or something, it's going to curdle those fats. And that's what oil is. That's what resin is. It's an oil, and it will curdle. And that's my experience when you find strains that like don't wash, or stuff that are very sensitive to water. You can see the way that the heads and the hash almost gets this gummy curdled milk. It's like when you put like some really heavy cream and some hot coffee, you know, it just kind of like turns it into cheese in a way. And that's what you're seeing when you're introducing the trichomes to not a good temp, you know, not the proper temp for water. And so that's like some of those physical things you can see in the process when you're like, this ain't right.
Yeah.
I'm doing it wrong. This is not preserving. This is a mess, you know.
No
And then
doubt.
I would highly, you know, also like cleaning bags, obviously, like if something gets gummed up in a bag, you're better off throwing that bag away.
No shit.
Yeah, you really are. But you know, if you're doing everything right, you can use a bag, and if always rinse it very well, ice water. Make sure that everything's good. There is like Aquajet that people use to clean shit. That's like used for cleaning in restaurants and stuff that people use for, or like food grade manufacturing. People use that stuff to clean stainless steel and stuff. You can use that, but I don't, because I always keep my bags clean. And if
No
there
doubt.
is a gummy bag, I'll just throw them out, to be
No
honest.
doubt.
So, yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask, how cool do you like the temperature in your hash vessel to be with ice when you're prepping?
Like 34
Thir-
degrees.
34 degrees?
30 degrees is cool. 35. I mean, you know, you can only, it's even with insulating your containers and stuff like that. I mean, water will only get so cold, you know. And I think that like with only ice, you know, if you're using, they have those pumps like that will cool your water. Obviously, people using grows. They have those on like larger levels in a space that I was working with a large brand that I built a washroom and stuff for them. They had that. We were able to get that. I forget the name of the company who makes that specific cooler chiller. But yeah, I mean, you can bring the temps down pretty cold without, like, you know, obviously it has to be constantly flowing so that it doesn't turn to ice. But you can, you know, the point is that water is acting like it's technically a solvent, but is acting like a solvent to remove that resin, you know. So it's the cooler temps the best, you know, and always yeah, I mean, have a thermometer, a temp reader or something to temp your
What
temp your water.
temperature do you like the room to be?
I like I mean, yeah, the when it comes to rooms, temperature can affect humidity. And when you're lower temps, you're gonna have, because you're a human person and you're giving off heat, and there's gonna be humidity in the room because of wherever you're at, even in a, you know, like we can control humidity to a certain extent, but it's eventually could create a lot of water on the floor, water in your space, water on your walls and stuff like that, because you're creating a little ecosystem that's, you know, going to be, I mean, eventually the humidity is going to cling to the walls or whatever. Like, even if you have there's no reason to run a DHU in your washroom, but the lower the temperatures, you will create more humidity. I would suggest to not be so cold. Like, some people are like, I'll run my rooms at 30 degrees or like 25 degrees, and I think that's crazy. I would say, like, I think again in the 40s,
The 40s.
Like, people use CoolBots.
Yeah.
CoolBots is a good way when you're building out your own room. You know, and especially with smaller spaces, it's easier to cool, obviously. That's another thing, is like a lot of people wash in very large facilities. My facility is not. And so I think it's really hard to control the environment and stuff like that. And I think
No
it
doubt.
affects it. Yeah. Like I mean, even in like a deep freezer, like a, you know, walk-in deep freezer, like I've seen some of those, and it's a mess in there because of this humidity shift, with having water running, and then these cold temperatures, and then like people and machines and stuff operating in the space. Usually you have your freeze dryer, and your freeze dryer does produce a lot of heat. It does take a lot of work to get that thing moving, you know,
Yeah.
and get that thing back. So that's I mean, yeah, those are for environment. Like, yeah, that's definitely something I like anyone should consider, you know, the temps in their rooms. I know people who used to process in rooms in Bakersfield with no
AC.
no AC.
Yeah.
Like
What-
80 degrees, and they're
80
like
degrees
moving
in
as
there?
fast as they can and doing,
They
you
have
know,
ice water and shit.
yeah, just constantly fucking changing out stuff, and that's one way to do it. I mean, It's not the best way. It's certainly not the best way.
It gets better the closer you get to 40, though.
Yeah, the colder the better. Not too cold though. You know, you want to
Yes.
also like I mean I'm hand washing stuff, so I don't like wearing tons of jackets and like and having to be super bundled up and super. And I run a little warm, so I think I wear some warm clothes in there. But when you're hand watering or hand paddling and doing everything, it's a workout, and
It does get,
it can be extra.
It's
It
not
can be-
easy, especially if it's like your first time doing it. It's like fucking,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so hard. Yo, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Like it.
We're up in here. Go to MasonicSeeds.co, tap in. Right now, we're talking hash making techniques with Fresh Press 710. So far, we got room temps, water
Bags,
temps,
yeah.
bag sizes. Next question I would ask is ratios. So if you have 1,000 grams of plant material, how much water gallon wise are you washing that material in? If you have a number for that, what would you say? What's the ratio?
I mean, you want to kind of like work in thirds.
So you would need what would that equate to?
I mean, about water and like 10 gallons of water should be cool.
10 gallons of water for the 1,000 grams
Yeah, that'd be cool because and then like
with the clunks of ice in there.
yeah, and then the, like
So
ice,
it would
I'm
be
gonna put probably
it would
about-
look like 13 probably. How much ice? Yeah.
I'd put about like 10 pounds. Maybe I'll start with like they got those 40-pound bags, and I'll do like 15.
Let's pivot a bit.
Yeah.
How are you prepping your ice water for, like, you put the ice, the water, you let it sit, or
Yeah.
or tell us exactly how you do it.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
So I'm gonna fill. First of all, I'm gonna fill my res. I'm gonna use that reservoir to rinse everything. To when I'm washing, you're gonna be rinsing all your bags. You're gonna be rinsing the hash. That's the res that I start with, and I'm gonna put ice and water in there and make sure it's tepid, make sure it's cold as fuck. Then I'm gonna
How long that take?
20 minutes, 30
20
minutes.
minutes for it to get to temp.
Yeah, I feel so. Yeah, especially in a cold room, so
Okay,
it should just
okay.
be pretty easy. And then that's how how my process. I kind of take my time sometimes a little bit with stuff.
Okay.
So and I like to take my time also with obviously soaking my material. So I'm gonna throw in some ice. Then I'm gonna throw in my material.
To the 20-gallon brute.
For 1,000 gram wash, like in my 20, So I throw in the ice and the brute, and then
The 10 pounds of ice.
10 pounds of ice.
You
and
throw the ice in first.
ice in first. You
Okay.
want to make a little parfait. You want to make a little stack, a little sandwich between the ice, which is going to keep your product cold, and then and keep your water chilled over time. And then you throw in your frozen material, and then you're going to add some ice on top of that. So you're just like sandwiching in between the ice. Then I start filling it up with the ice water, and just kind of recognizing how much space the plant material has to the bottom of the container, because you want those trichomes to fall. You don't want it to be you don't want to have it stewing all together in one shallow amount. Like, what I'm saying is I feel that with the wider units, the wider wash containers, the plant material, there's no room for the trichomes to really set, and they get really obviously can be really mixed in. Then you really need to rinse your material after washing. I think that's a big thing that I like to do is really rinsing my material to make sure that I'm getting as much as I can out of each wash, and that's why I like to separate 1, 2, 3, 4 washes.
So you got your res, your 20-gallon brute, 1,000 grams of material. You put maybe we'll say 8 pounds of ice at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you throw your 1,000 grams, and then you kind of top it off, right?
Yeah.
How long are you letting that sit before you come back and start to agitate?
My generals start off will always be like 20 minutes.
So 20 minutes.
20 minutes is like minimum.
Yeah.
I've
What's
spoken
the most
to,
you could do?
I mean, I wouldn't do more than an hour.
More than an hour.
Especially if you're not working in like a really cold room.
Okay.
So, because you're gonna start seeing that melt off, and then again, like that's gonna change the temperature of your
Yeah.
water. All this stuff is gonna change your volumes and stuff. But I think that's like a good rule of law. I think
Okay.
is 20 minutes
20
is
minutes.
good. I've heard people do like an hour and a half, and they've seen differences. And I think that's super cool.
Good differences or
Good
bad?
differences. Good differences. But that's like in a perfect condition,
Yeah,
perfect washroom. I think that's like your starting point, and then agitate for 1,000 grams. I mean, I wouldn't agitate for more than 10 minutes
10 minutes on the first whip.
on the first whip. And you're removing. You want to also okay. So then also a little bit of secret to the trade. I mean, I think the less time of agitation, you're obviously gonna you're gonna get the most ripe, because the smallest amount of agitation is going to remove. It's like you ever gone to a fruit tree and you don't even need to effortlessly pluck it off.
Yeah.
It just comes up versus like you yank the fruit off the tree, right? It wants to give itself. The plant wants to get rid of this stuff. It's like it's a tool that it uses, it's and so if it's effortlessly removed and very little agitation, also you're going to see less contaminants in your work if you're agitating it not as hard. So and then that's great for making melt, looking for melt, and
No
you
doubt.
really want to, and 3 minutes, 2 minutes, just a nice, and then see what it's like, pull the bags, but
That's me the fire. Right?
that will be the real fire, and then you can do, 2-3 washes for 1,000 grams. I wouldn't do more than 2 washes, to be honest. 2 or
No
3,
doubt.
like 3 maybe pushing it.
You could experiment
Yeah, you could experiment.
and
There's
find out nothing comes out after 3.
exactly, but it's I mean have fun with it if
Yeah.
you're gonna do that experiment,
we can tell you, but this is a baseline, so you could
Yeah.
not be surprised when you do 4. You're like, how come like a quarter of the fucking tablespoon came out? It's like, yeah, like that's usually when we don't waste any more time,
Yeah.
water or ice. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it all starts to accumulate, and even like get in the ice, get in the water.
Yeah.
All that shit is not the fun part, which is the prep, which is what it all fucking is. It's not
Yeah.
even. It's making sure your resi's got enough water in it. It's making sure the pumps are on. It's making sure the spoons on ice. It's making sure the trays are on ice.
Yeah.
Fucking the parchment's ready to roll out when you're smacking it on there. If you use parchment, like
Yeah.
you're not cutting parchment as you're scooping. You know what I mean? Like all these things could be prevented.
Super.
Everybody
It's-
has their tech.
Yeah, it's just doing things, learning the process is very basic, but finding your preferences on how you like it done, and your little tech. And I think everyone has their own tech. I think that's what's interesting about this scene in general, is that we could all kind of share information and be like, oh yeah, this is what's
Yeah,
going
I've
on,
learned
right?
from freaking Brandon, 3rd gen. I've learned from Pua. He's a sicko. I've learned from Simply Adams, taught me a couple things. I've learned from, just
Big
hearing
guys.
people talk,
Mhm.
Like I learned from so many people, and I kind of just take what I can realistically and I apply it, Like
Totally.
I've been in the biggest and the baddest to the most, freaking remedial setup, like mine is. And I just kind of work with what I got, Right now I'm working with Wash to LA a lot, and we're washing stuff for Angel City.
Oh yeah.
We washed recently we watched the Skittles Biscotti. That shit was fire, motherfucker. And I got to see the difference between a hand wash and a machine wash, because I wanted to be super hands-on about it. And I was like, let me wash it. Boom. So I washed it myself. My uncle helped me. Adon helped me. And I got the dry, I froze the hash and I took it to the machine that they have. So that was the collaborative effort that we had.
Mm.
They pressed it for me. I washed like 2,000 grams and we got like an ounce back, right? So like it was a very low return.
Low return, yeah.
So I gave them the
Which could be
the
fire
re-
still.
It was so fire. I gave them the rest of the material back, which is like 1,800, and they washed it in the hashtag. They got like 56 grams. And I was like, yo, fuck that. I'm not hand washing shit. Especially like it's a collaborative effort. I'm not too like, and I did taste it. Yeah, the hand wash off rip, like when it first got like as cured as it was gonna be.
Yeah.
From it starts changing over in the early days of changing over. Like when I first got the jars, I'm like, I try the machine wash one. I'm like, oh yeah. The hand wash one is way better.
Mm-hmm.
But then as they start to cure and they change over and shit, the hand wash one, it wasn't that bad.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I got over the mind fuck of it. You know what
You
I
mean
mean?
the machine wash one?
Yeah, the machine wash one.
Yeah, and I think those are nuances that are
Yeah,
like
yeah.
almost like like, you know, there's people have personal preferences.
Yeah.
I don't think it's I mean, obviously, like a lot of people are.
Oh, the hand wash one was better, but the fact that the machine wash one is twice as much, that better didn't fucking matter because it was that 2% less better.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I'll take 48% more of with it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah.
Because the machine is so primo, right? Whereas maybe if you're doing like a big ass bulk wash of like outdoor, yeah, maybe you could hand wash some of it to get that 2% better because that 2% goes far in a turd. And not saying that all outdoors turds,
No,
but like to give you an example, you know, of how
Yeah.
I kind of skin that cat because the material that we washed was primo indoor.
Yeah.
So that 2% is very short.
Yeah, yeah. The yeah, it's a factor if it's like yeah, there's it's a this recipe
Yeah.
of figuring out how to you know, recognize all these varieties or nuances, characteristics. It's really getting into the nitty gritty, this really refined
Yeah.
quality, and I think that's that becomes like just like the variety that there is in all kinds of things, you
Yeah.
know, like whether it's like vintage or something that's like so cutting edge, you know, there's
Yeah.
like two different kinds of approaches. But yeah, I mean, like that's a high difference in return. Like yeah.
twice as much,
Yeah,
bro. Twice
literally,
as
yeah.
much.
Yeah, twice as much.
It's almost like it's like whoa, fuck. But yeah, that happened. And so you got your hash. You pull it. These are all the degrees. You said three minutes for like the fucking primo.
The
10
Primo
minutes.
for 1,000 grams.
10 minutes.
3
Fuck it.
minutes,
Just
10
start
minutes
doing
is like
work. You know.
2 to 3. It washed 2 to 3 or 4 for
Yeah.
like I usually wash like 5K at a time.
Yeah.
So you know, that's usually like a 15-minute wash.
First wash, 15 minute.
If I'm doing,
You're just doing
it depends.
contract work. You're
If I'm
working.
doing contract work. Yeah,
They
that's
want
kinda-
returns. They don't care about the primo shit. They're like, dude, just get us our numbers. It's gonna be primo.
I mean,
because it's still good, but it's not gonna be
that's my like
that
15
3
minutes,
minute that 3 minute
It's
mark.
just,
You know,
you're gonna yield a great amount. It's gonna be great quality because it's your first run. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, and it's also strain specific for me as well.
and grow specific.
Like,
you know how
yeah.
good their fucking grow is.
Totally,
You know,
totally. I get that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but like 50, and it's a gentle paddle. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not like fucking. It's again, I'm not using a machine. You know, and it's a lot of work. And I mean, you know how it is to get it going. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, and getting into the vibe
at
of it.
at first it's hard, but once you do it enough, I'm like, you know,
You get
it ain't nothing but a thing. But
Yeah.
but we ain't washing nothing but one. You know, for no longer than one. You know, 1 wash, 2 wash, 3 wash, 4 wash. We're done. We're not gonna cool up the water again. You know, we ain't doing none of that shit. And that's already a 3-hour, 4-hour work day.
Yeah.
Even like doing a micro batch and shit and doing it the right way because you gotta get the bags, you separate the bag, and it's like, oh my god, okay, put it back, fill the ice back up, and it's and you could be washing 5K or 1K, you still have to do that part, you know, for us,
it's
you know,
still a process.
Yeah,
You can't cut any corners.
yeah,
on the whole thing, and that's it's really fun in a way that it's a great process, you know, and it's like and then you can see your different qualities from different washes or different obviously different microns, you know.
you do freeze dry, of course. Now you freeze dry,
I freeze dry it, yes.
and
yeah.
then when you put it out, we'll just get right to press. We won't even go through the sifting and all that. How long do you like to press your pucks for, and what grade is it, and what's the how long and what's the temp? Like what's your go-to for pressing
My
techniques?
go-to temps are around, well, strain specific. It's always going to be strain specific and wash specific. So sometimes I'll go a lot lower for my first washes, just to really preserve things. I know that there's some research that people say that it doesn't really, like, heat is, people can approach it at a different heat. Like some people press at 200, like that's kind of industry standard, I think.
That's crazy work.
But like, you know, they're also like, again, it's like efficiency. I think it has a lot to do with it.
Just getting it out.
Volume, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's some
Bud
people.
Light, Budweiser,
Yeah, it's cool.
Lagunitas.
Sometimes they do some good stuff, and no, I think it's always just who you work with.
Budweiser's good.
We're no. But I do not
don't even
endorse
drink.
any alcohol company.
I don't even drink.
Yeah. Your sobriety.
Yeah, I don't even drink.
But like, yeah, there's different fire in, fire out.
Yeah.
That's how it is,
So what's the temp? What's the magic temp?
the magic temp, again, strain specific. But I would say that, I find that if it's like really good, if I'm pressing like 120 to 90 U and it was a very gentle wash like that, and I'd rather press it and make it into rosin, I'm gonna go like 165, 160. If I think for certain strains, which I've recognized because I've washed a lot of GMO and pressed a lot of papaya strains, they can do way better on higher temperatures. And I think that is a really interesting consistency. I'm not gonna say I know why, but I feel like there's I do find it in all these different varieties of papayas I've washed. That they can take higher temperatures. And then you see that also in like consistencies of like how those strains can do really good jams and take a lot of heat, and they can form diamonds and stuff like that.
No
like
doubt.
your jam.
So 160, 165, you said is
160, 165 is great temp. Sometimes you can go up to like I feel like 175, 180
Yeah.
are safer on the higher numbers. Filling bags, didn't mention. I mean, like it's volume of bag, 10 to 15 grams, I think, is a good place to go when you're doing volume. If you're doing small amounts, like 10 grams is great at once. There's obviously a lot of conversation about how the bags filtrate and how a lot of them are sewn, and that perforation in the material of the bag is leaking. Yeah, it's not, you're not getting that full spectrum that you think you are.
fabrics in there or something in
No,
there.
it's perforated, so it's not the same size of the micron that you want.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bigger window.
Okay.
And
So what happens then?
So then you're getting you're getting other materials in there, and I believe it's Cuban Grower, obviously, who kind of talked about this, and just that you're getting contaminants in there, and I think that has a lot to do with like quality of hash. Certainly that's going to happen with your bags. He brought out a big thing, and there are now companies, I don't work for them or anything, but they make now seamless bags. I mean, you can obviously cut your own bag, do that way. I do use Rosin Evo bags. And I'm Cottonmouth. And
You want water?
Yeah, you got water? You got water?
Yeah, I got you some water.
Sorry, I'm like, and basically, like the bags are great. I mean, I think double bagging will help that, and the amount of pressure that you use when you're pressing is a big thing. Like like some people, if you have to, and I think that's where the art of it is when you're pressing. You get a feel for it, and like that's why I do it by hand. I wouldn't want to use like a pneumatic press, and I have used them, and that's kind of, again, like very interesting to like operate. It's very much like a machine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a machine, but you're just kind of like, and it's like a thing. So, but it's cool, like everyone does their own thing. I'm always down that there's like a new culture of rosin being created out of like our ability to constantly like adventure into all these different styles, right?
Yeah. To me, I always tell people, like, back to the conversation of you coming down from Trinity with hash to dudes that had shatter, right? I was the dude that had shatter.
Yeah.
And my friend's like, no, hash. And I'm like, you and your 5 friends are hovering over a fucking one little jar out your heady. I'm over here doing slab dabs on my diamond glass. You know what I mean? Like, something ain't right here, right? Because I'm in it, more is better, right? Like that was the thing with weed back in the day, right?
More is
better, dude.
better.
But eventually you start to learn like, oh, this shatter shit's kind of mids, you know, because the rosin's got headier and headier, got way tasteful, way more tasteful. So what I would think is like, I didn't get it. Like, how is this hand paddle wash technique? How is hash going to be better? Like that type of hash, you know, the one we love now, going to be better than all these badass fucking loop systems and like all this sciencey shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Lord knows those two worlds mesh now for
Yeah,
hash
yeah.
makers, you know?
Yeah.
Where it was probably more like sticks and stones back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a hard merge from 2017 to 2018. And then we'll just say around 2018 to 2019, more people started making rosin. So it started becoming more household for me, especially people like me.
Yeah.
For like, hey, here's a jar. Okay, here's a jar. Here's a jar. And it's like, oh, fuck shatter. You know, like, we ain't smoking that shit no more. And CRC had taken a hold around that time too. And I smoked my fair share of CRC because it was the best at the moment, you know? But rosin was like, nah. And then no, surely but slowly. Like I was telling my other homie yesterday, I was like, yeah, there was a point when all rosin was 50-60. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
The stuff we get for $7 now, bulk,
COVID times.
was 60. Outdoor Trinity bulk rosin, or wherever the fuck it was grown at, was 50-60 a G. No questions asked, you know?
That was, and that was cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
But
you know.
now the quality got better too, because I like to think of it like a consciousness. Like we all had a collective conscience and a grade of the highest quality of, we'll say, rosin at the time. That was the bar. But it got better, so it rose.
Yeah, it's this is what's so crazy is the attainability of this. What else can we do? You know, it's like it's getting to this level with the high stakes of hash. You know, and I think that's super interesting. It creates a lot of like innovation, hopefully.
No doubt.
You know, we like, you know, and just like the you know, the bigger brands and stuff like that are starting to like see the difference, you know, and stuff like that.
No doubt.
And there's great quality out there. I'm like, you know, there's better growers out there, I feel now, or something like that. I've seen a lot of cool work recently from all different kinds of brands and stuff. And I love that kind of like natural, it's like some cool, friendly, competitive qualities to it, you know.
Tell the chat. Tell the chat at 160 when you're pressing, how long are you pressing? And I'll be right back, but tell them.
Like no more than 3 minutes. And it's based on wash, based on quality. You're gonna see like these different like yields, and man, you guys, chat, I'm so cooked. And I feel like that, like when you're pressing, you need to just feel it out, man. It's like, it's again like some weird hippie shit, you know. It's like you know when it's done after pressing. I've pressed millions of bags. I've pressed millions of bags. And so, you know, like some work will come out more strain specific, you know. It's always strain specificity. That's what I generally find out, is that there's always like, oh, this one does that. This one has a lineage to that. It's gonna come out like this. Oh, this one yields like this. This one takes this much heat. You know, it's very I have a little notebook that has all these notes on like basically what's up with this little notebook with all the with temps and stuff like that. But I feel like that's knowing about naturally, just knowing the vibe. Like I think it's a very intuitive thing, like pressing, you know.
Yeah, I remember the first dude that told me about pressing. He's like, oh, you know, press it for a song or two.
Yeah,
you know, or like
that's
the washing,
some hippie shit.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
that's how I learned. It was like
wash it like 3 songs.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm just like, the fuck,
yeah,
you know?
that's like, wow, what
But he makes the
Fish-
best shit, you know?
fish songs
He
or
makes
with
it the
dead
best.
stuff? We listen to
Like, are we
Dead
talking
Live.
Animals, Pink Floyd, or fucking like
the
something quick? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
totally, you know.
I love it, man.
That's
And
funny.
so what'd you tell him? How long are you pressing 160? It's something intuitive. You kind of learn.
Something intuitive, but yeah, generally 3 minutes.
3
I
minutes.
think that it's.
So would you say 3
depends on-
minutes is when it's all done oozing out and it's kind of just chilling on the parchment right there? for
Yeah,
you?
and you can use a tool and like drag it across the top of the parchment that then will kind of show you how much it's pouring, like at what rate is it done. But like again, like heat, pressure, you want to like really be just considerate of the process. Like you don't want to overpress it. By overpressing, you're gonna all that pressure is gonna cause your rosin to just kind of immediately cure, and that's when it's going to be just a more cakier consistency, a drier consistency that happens just with, like I said, more heat, more pressure. You have to really consider that. The less time the better. I mean, like 2 minutes is really good. 2 minutes is good. Like especially if you're doing like 10 grams versus like 15 grams, maybe. Generally, like 15 grams for me is 3 minutes. I'd press
3
it.
minutes.
Yeah.
Cool. Look, you're on TV.
Yo,
Let's go.
we should.
You thought this was Kevin?
We should.
Low key, low key.
We should. Oh no! Everyone thinks I'm. Yes, I am evil Kevin.
Kevin's doppelganger.
They're like, dude, the guy from Puffka.
oh man,
It's all
they're
good.
gonna send you in to do speeches instead. Like, send this guy instead. No, that's
Yeah,
that's
no.
a funny one.
No, clowning on it.
I
no.
look like I won't even tell you guys what I look like. 'Cause you guys are gonna start clowning. I look like
Oh,
Booger sometimes from
Booger from the
Revenge of the
Nerds. Yeah.
I look like Edgar from Men in Black.
Dude, the
Sometimes that's
doppelgangers
not a
are
pretty
hard,
look.
bro.
That's
The
not a
doppel-
pretty look, but hey,
You
man,
wear- it's okay.
I could joke.
We're all unique. We're all snowflakes.
Yeah, man.
Snowflakes.
I could relate.
Hash makes you a snowflake.
Single source or which farm does he work with?
Fresh Press. I am Fresh Press. No, I have a team, my business partner and grower, Mike.
What does single source mean to you? Better
Single
yet?
source
Oh,
to
talk
me-
about your
oh,
team
that's a
and then
great
and then pivot.
Dude, Mike, my business partner and grower, we've been doing this for a minute together, and just our involvement in making hash and growing and doing that stuff. We have our expertise and knowledge and experience, and LA is just such a unique place within this culture, and it's been really cool and great, really fantastic to be able to build a brand and like use my experience with art making and like creating fun packaging and fun stuff, and also like doing the process, which is like super fun and artistic in many ways. And I'm with my team and the ability, and we're only like a couple people, man. We're like give or take 6 people.
Six people?
making things happen.
6 homies that
Yeah.
get it cracking.
Yeah, so like it's and everyone really wears a lot of hats, and that's really good. Great team building, always working on stuff. Everyone's got their very passionate people I work with, and we are. So, but it's it's long term. It's like family vibes, It's
No doubt.
Yeah.
What does single source mean to you when it
Single
comes to
source.
hash?
The single source
And
to me-
and just what does that word mean to you?
I think that single source means to me that you grow it, you process it, you pretty much do. For me, also, it's just like the art has to be original. So I feel like there's like on team, there's someone creating art that's part of it. Because it's not like one person doing everything ever. Like sometimes, but like generally, I think it's a team effort. But it's I think that's also like having your own genetics, I think, is an addition to single source. It's like single source plus, but like I think I'll cap it at like you grow at your own,
Yeah.
like
Fair
breeding and
enough.
finding your own genetics and all that stuff. Like what
That's
you do
A
is-
plus.
Yeah, that's like that's like SAT score way
No
high
doubt.
up there. You know, like you're
Shut the fuck
you're
up.
like it's like a religion, you know?
Nah,
Yeah.
bro. To me, I always see people use the word single source, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've been naturally farming since 2016, you know, and we'll just say naturally farming, living soil, no till, whatever can be used as a sales pitch, let alone single source sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like that's there are different ways to talk about like what people do and stuff, but we have bred our own genetics. We've flowered them, we've pheno hunted them, we grew them out multiple times to really understand them. Did test washes, then decided which ones we wanted to keep, and then ran those a couple times, and then and then finding something that you really are like, wow, this is unique to me and what I like. That's like the mission, I think, for me as an artist too, is making my own everything. I like learning skills and stuff like that. So to be able to know the whole process A to Z is like super fulfilling to do that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the word single source can be used like there'll be dudes that I don't know, I feel like it. Maybe I'm just assuming, but they'll like grab material from someone else and wash it, and be like single source.
People
you
can
know?
say anything. There's like
And it's
no
like-
hash police yet to
And,
be like,
it's like, what
yo, you
the
can't
fuck?
say that.
That's not how it works.
The hash police.
And then there's the super like crazy when you start thinking about it. Well, did he breed it? Like that's extra credit. We don't really take it there.
but I think that's what it's very.
It's turning there. It's going
getting
there.
there. I mean, some people create their own avocados.
Some people fucking dig out the dirt and fucking mix the dirt and
Yeah.
they collect the
Their own
rainwater.
compost.
They get crazy
They
with it.
distill their own water.
Yeah,
bro. There's like a million ways to do it. We live in a world where like we can have all this information and people do it, and we like are all about like the hyper specificity of it that makes it so individual and cool.
Safe to say is you grow what you wash, whether it's a one person or a collective.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
people get it.
Same recipe is super important, I think.
There used to be a point in Instagram when it's like people thought Burner was the grower.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's kind of like that thing. It's like, what is single source? Well, there can be a team.
There could be a team.
There could be
We're all-
the hash maker, the grower.
It's like a
the,
band. It's like being in a band. Like everyone has their little.
This is our
job.
single source. We don't crowdsource. We keep
Yeah.
it within this family. You know,
exactly.
or
Our
from one person
recipe-
to a team.
Yeah. I think recipe, like I said, is super important. Like everyone's running the same recipe. Just your SOP, the way you're growing and doing stuff. And it's like, being part of a team like that, like, has like these weird, it's family. It's like family, you all go and you de-leaf, we all de-leaf together. Like that's cool. Like it's really cool. And from my experience working up north and stuff, like, that's like one of the first positions you kind of get put in place is like, dude, de-leaf like 1,000 plants, for like months.
I could think about it like when I'm like, I should call someone to help me. Okay, what are they gonna do? Probably de-leaf. Just de-leaf this right here.
Yeah,
And then I end up doing it. We don't need them anymore.
It's a weird, it's obviously you've de-leafed a lot, so defoliated the fuck out of shit. I'm sure, it's like I think that's part of the single source thing, like I like to talk about that just because there's like a lot of white labeling and stuff like that, so it just kind of defines what we do as a little bit different.
No doubt.
Yeah. Single source as fuck.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Well, fucking I mean, we got a lot of the good questions down, I think. You got your hash, you pressed it, you collect it into its jar, right? And it's fresh press, right? I'd imagine.
Yes. Fresh press.
What's like the average? What would you? I've heard words like nucleating. Before I've heard that's the wrong terminology, so I've just used like, it's changing.
Homogenizing.
Homogenizing. Like, what? How do you describe that process? And what does it? How long does that take? And what's the temperature you let the jar sit in? And how do you do that? How do you skin that one?
So like what I would say, I like to use the word homogenize. The oil is like trying to become like one giant membrane. like, or one giant trichome. Like that's how it's trying to like find it's like, I don't know. It's trying to become one thing always. And then the temperature, like curing, I like to cure for 2 weeks. Low temperature room, maybe like in the 60s, 55, 60 degree room, dark room space. Just let it do its thing and check it over time. Of course, you have clean your jars, clean your jars, clean your jars, clean your jars, your mason jars,
jars
clean
you
your
get.
jars,
Yeah.
sterilize your jars.
How do you clean them?
Like I'll use it. Man, out the package when you crack one of those
They
mason
smell
jars,
like fucking.
it's the craziest factory smell I've ever smelled in my life. So like I'm very particular, and I like to wash them with soap water, ISO. Maybe I'll do like 2 soap and water, a soak. Get like a sterilizer like that they use for like baby stuff. Like I like or like they have the bigger ones that they use in restaurants, which is what I was like, oh shit, in restaurants they use this. It's a good idea. And sterilize your shit like that. That's a good way to make sure stuff's clean. That's important. And then like cure it. 2 weeks is nice, 60 degrees. Lower, if you put it in a fridge, you can cure for a long time. That's a really heady way to do it.
How long is the fridge cure?
It could be, I mean, some strains I've seen like a couple like 2 months I've experimented with. So like, and it gets I think it's more wet. I think it's more wet. So give it a nice whip. That's how it is. But I think again, strain specific. You don't want to go too long, of course. I think that's a thing. Also, just
No
like your
doubt.
temps.
So two
Some
weeks.
humidity. 2 weeks is good.
2 weeks in a room. 2
Yeah.
months if you're trying to do some heady
Yeah.
fridge tech shit.
Yeah.
So you got it in your 60-degree room. It's 2 weeks later. You don't touch it, not once
Don't
throughout the
touch
whole
it.
process. Don't open it. Don't
open
smell it.
Don't smell it.
Don't show it to your friends. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You come back 2 weeks later. Are you whipping it as soon as you open it?
Yeah, I'm gonna crack it open, and
How can you tell it's ready, and how can you tell it's not ready?
there's like a marbling, of the rosin, and you can kind of see the consistency of it. It's kind of more homogenized.
Are there some strains that don't change over? That don't
just, like
homogenize?
stay
Like they're
fresh
just
pressed
they're just
forever.
like, I'm gonna stay like this.
Like papayas and stuff, the ones that take higher heats and stuff. Also, yeah, sometimes it takes longer. That's why sometimes you can do longer. I think those more stable resin, like the more it's like, I don't know, they're super strong, very strong, resilient trikes. So it's sometimes they take longer to homogenize, even though they've been pressed and refined so much,
I've heard that CBDs don't change over well.
Really? I've never washed any CBD.
Oh, they're like, oh, it's probably high in CBD. That's
Huh.
why it doesn't want to change over.
That's weird.
I've heard that.
That's crazy.
I've totally heard that. And then another time I found a strain that didn't want to change over was from the people that popularized the Lance, the Green Ridge people. I think they're called Green Ridge or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Green
they
Ridge,
work
yeah.
with cookies a lot. They said, not they said, a buddy, old friend of mine, he brought over a jar of the Green Lantern,
Mm-hmm.
and it was straight fresh pressed. That shit didn't want to change over,
Whoa.
And I remember having the
Super
fresh press
stable.
jar, and it never wanted to change over.
Mega stable strain. That's wild. I mean, like I haven't personally, but I mean,
I'll even see like Ricky from Passion for Hashin. He'll post like, because he washes a lot of pheno hunts. He does a lot of washes.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of his own hunts and shit. And he
Mhm.
works with some cool people. He'll like post a jar with that type of, like, oh, this jar just doesn't want to change, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's some genetics are like that,
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it takes longer for some,
Yeah,
but yeah, temp is important, like I think that's what's up with that. I've never had that happen, but
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I know the two, and the one prior to the Green Lantern, that was the Hawaiian Candy from Steady
Mm.
Cushion and Kim Jong Rosin, where they were kind of doing that together.
Mhm.
That was that variety
Mm.
specifically. So
Mhm.
those two varieties, and then whatever anecdotals Ricky might have,
Damn.
So it's out there.
I want to find those resilient. And then that's the thing. And then you can like
like you can see what they can do with pressure and heat. You know, like how far can they go? You know, like
I just have an elephant brain, and I just fucking I'll
got a lot
feed
of-
it, and I'll just it's just there.
stick it in there.
Little internet in my brain.
You have the file on lock.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's awesome. What's I mean, like with hash, I think there's so many different expressions, and that's what's really exciting. And like trying to find new shit all the time, or like just go on your own path with it is like a, is like a fun organic science to do, and like learn through growing things. Like I think people have like the misconception of like what it takes to do all this stuff, and it's like a lot of scale and efficiency and like and practice and dedication and putting money into it and all that stuff.
No
and,
doubt. It's not as easy as just whipping the paddle with ice,
Uh-huh.
Looks, yeah, you could make some shitty hash like that, 100%.
Yeah.
What do you need to put it on fucking cardboard? Like, come on, bro. It's 2026. We don't need to do that no more, It's almost like, come on, like, come on, like.
You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere,
I mean,
but
yes, but come on,
don't try to make money with it. How about that?
I mean, do it, bro, but like, do it because you're just going with the flow or something like that,
I mean, yeah, learn the ways, go about it. I think right now we're in a situation where everyone's like really interested in like learning a craft and like learning these things, and like that's this kind of world. Like people buy seeds from you, they're from that world too, like the home growers and stuff, and they're just like learning about it and stuff, and I think that's really cool and positive.
What's your take on all this static bubble shit that's popping up? And I mean
like
bubble as in like it's a bubble of like just like it's inflated, like everyone's talking about it. It's
I
slowly
talked
but
about it.
surely. Tell us about static and what is it? What does it equate? What are
Static
they using? What is static? Tell us.
I just know that they use this kind of like static electricity to clean the trichomes from the plant material, and it's like what your kind of traditional style of like static making hash that's comes from like they do it in Lebanon and North Africa and stuff like this, and but like it's at this higher manufacturing level, and you could process a lot of like dry work or cured work, I guess, and and I think it feeds a certain market, and I've never smoked it, but it looks like it works really well, and and I'd like to try it, but like I got some homies who have some. I hit them up.
Here's
But
my
it's-
take on it.
It's a different, it's a really easy way to process a bunch of work that's out there, just like how BHO is,
100%.
just like,
And it's better than BHO.
it's cleaner, it's
Yep.
definitely cleaner,
It
which
looks nice.
that's why I'm like not negative about it,
Yeah.
but it's just like another way of
using the buffalo.
remediating. Yeah.
Using every piece of the buffalo.
Exactly. You don't want to waste.
You can't be
it's fun.
mad that they're using the
That's
fucking
a work.
trim.
That's how it is.
And that
yeah.
there's somebody that wants it
Yeah.
who likes to mix it
Yo,
with
just-
tobacco.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of people like that.
There's
you know?
Europe, all of
Yeah,
Europe.
all of Europe, the
you know?
entire
My
Europe.
best friend James, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
And
I
it's
know a lot
funny
of
'cause
spliff smokers.
James knows about Ego Clash and fucking all the best hash makers, and he hangs out with me. Fuck that tobacco with some static on it. I'm just like, ugh, like gross, like that's
I
what
don't
they're
really
into.
endorse smoking tobacco, but smoking a spliff like that because I
Yeah.
have my
That's what-
cousins are French,
that's
and
what it
so they smoke spliffs, and we did a lot of like going to Amsterdam and stuff. We were able to explore with a lot of different kind of hash that you can get there and stuff, and weed. In that sense, in the European sense, which is like nowhere near. It's like 2008 or something. I went.
What
So,
am I
like,
hitting right now?
That is the secret strain.
Oh, the secret
No,
one?
it's not. No, that's the Tropocalypse 5 crossed or washed with the Mopaya.
So we
Is
got
this
the
one.
Mountain Cut crossed into the GMO Flow Dosey Wilson, crossed into the Mopaya, which is the Motor Breath Papaya.
Yeah.
Let's grow.
Let's grow.
Fucking A.
Get your grow on.
Thank you for letting me ask you all the important questions.
Yeah.
You
all
know
this-
what I mean?
All this SOP right here, baby.
You
is-
know?
I guess is public domain.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, it'll only ships will rise from this, Fucking like,
I don't.
the-
like it's
all
not
the
a
all the
secret.
all the
It's just you
dudes
gotta
that
do it
have
right.
the infrastructure and the money, they're gonna go buy the machine anyways.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
totally.
I mean?
It is what it is. There's like,
And maybe one of them will reach out for a consultation that's worth your
Hey,
time.
I
You
do
know?
consultations.
You know?
I do graphic design. I do a lot of stuff. Do all kinds of stuff. If you're ever looking for, to collab, let's collab. I'm always down to collab with people. I have
Can
no
you
problem
talk
with
about
collab.
the skateboard toy?
the tech or the what is it? The skate vape.
Yeah.
The terp deck.
Yeah.
I made that. It's a fun thing that I made. It looked like a tech deck. It's a vape that has, trucks on it and wheels. It was a fun project. It was like a funny thing that I thought was clever. And, along the time, it was almost now 3 years ago, I think I made it. It was the first one I did. I thought it really blew up in a way, and some people thought it was funny. And, it's just a fun thing. I think the funniest ideas end up being the best. I think,
Yeah.
and I think you see that too. And when you make stuff, and
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. You got
Yeah.
you got some great names.
Yep,
You
yep.
got some great art. You make some cool images. You got creative ways to talk to your audience, talk to people who make stuff.
No doubt.
I like cured and fresh. That
was
gross.
I try not to get too involved in the comment. But
No, I get you.
no, you can totally read the comment.
No,
But I got sidetracked earlier. There was some guy still trying to.
Can I even tray flip? I cannot tray flip.
Somebody was trying to still how I did the disclaimer in the beginning about the whole thing. Someone's like, but he said this. I'm like, dude, I said my piece already. If I don't use it is enough for you,
Yeah. Right.
then what the fuck you doing here? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like read the words, if he said he hasn't used it in a while, that could mean yesterday, that could mean 20 years. I'm not gonna be so when's the last time you used it? Come on, dude, read the room, bro. I'm not trying to be that guy, what I mean?
This isn't a 60 minutes
Bro, this isn't fucking you guys are some dorks, bro. Whoever's like that weirdo vibes, bro.
respect, though,
just be cool, bro. Be chill.
cool.
You think I don't know?
Give the
things,
benefit
bro?
of the doubt. Give the benefit
I'm not gonna
of the
be like,
doubt. Don't worry.
So was that, dude? He said he hasn't used it in a while. That could mean fucking he hasn't used it since it hasn't been cool. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just assume that. You know what I mean? Fucking dorks, bro.
It's all good.
I know what I said, bro.
It's all good.
Fucking genius. I already kicked him out. The same guy. that
The
said that.
public. You gotta speak to the people.
That guy ain't buying seeds anyways, bro. Fuck out of here.
Get
We got
outta
real
here.
supporters
No
in the chat,
support.
bro.
Grow something.
Bro, we got 150 other people that don't give a fuck, bro.
Grow-
Fuck out of here.
Come
Smack that
on,
thumbs
just
up
try to
button.
grow something.
Just gross. Come on,
one
man.
thing.
We're just gonna do that for
get
20
one nug.
Hey, man, just what's your problem? Just
Yo,
fucking
grow an eighth.
What are you doing, man? Just grow something, man.
Grow something.
Man, bro.
That's cool though. Yeah, no, appreciate everyone who tries it. Just try stuff, don't be afraid, try things. I mean, we all deal with difficult shit, and making stuff's difficult, and running shit's like this difficult, we're all just human, making things happen, being creative, trying to spread the positive things. But this is a great way to people to connect, and I've met so many interesting people and generational, and been able to share things with people all the time about what hash is and how they have hash. Dude, now I get I speak to a lot of, like I said, in dispensaries, there's a lot of older folk who go there, and they got always stories and shit, and they want to tell me their story, and I'm like, and they tell me all about their hash story, their first time, and it's cool. It's really nice. I think it reminds me, there's something we're really insulated in this tiny little scene, and it's but it has worldwide implications,
Dude,
know.
that's dude, IG is so fucking tiny.
It's trippy.
And the world
Instagram is addictive.
I just want to break that barrier where it's my seeds are at a more regular place, right?
for sure.
Like a fucking how they have the lighter things, but it's the fucking seeds, and grandpa could go into the local dispo and just be like beep, but seeds haven't met that.
It's interesting that it hasn't gone that way,
It
but
has to be like a burpee approach,
What do you mean?
at Home Depot, where it's just there.
Yeah,
It's just a stand, and it's got Purple Kush,
and you're like, all right.
and it's got and it says $12, and you're like, fuck it, I would buy those from any brand.
yeah.
Just out of the convenience factor. It's there. This is new.
Yeah.
and it's just there, like
Yeah, yeah.
And-
It's
and-
novel. It's
and-
novel.
and
And,
they
the
caught
way you
me.
would do it too, it would be pretty fun.
it would be so dope.
Yeah, it'd be tight. Like,
You know?
you go to your local hardware
I
shop.
might have to change my packaging and just like
Yo, not to name names, but I did know that there was a typical what do you call it? Plant nursery in a neighborhood not too far from here around me.
yeah.
And they had a guy who was a seed company or something, and he had like learned to germinate. And and he gave, and they had their seeds on their website, and the city was like, oh, you guys can't have that shit. Which is it was a possibility. There's something there, there's a possibility,
Crazy work,
You
bro.
gotta work. You just gotta network with the right people, man.
I mean, even for it to hit the hydro store and the fucking and like dispensaries, you know? what I
Yeah,
mean?
totally.
But,
Yeah.
but I've always thought about it. But it's such a
Clones?
hard merge.
Shops got clones.
Yeah, of course. But I'm trying to transcend that.
Yeah, it's limiting.
I'm trying to be like, but not that I want to be that, but I want to be able to communicate with just anybody,
Totally,
as
totally.
opposed to like, oh, I'm YouTube niche. I'm here because I'm on a cannabis rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm already familiar with you from the Instagram rabbit hole,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Everything is like not a place that you pass by, but a place that you were already on a destination to anyways.
It's a feedback loop.
I want the passerby person.
Yeah, yeah.
But weed is so not like that.
It's not yet. It's really interesting to see how it's, how it's hard. It's hard to
Weed's not like that.
get people
You
excited.
could walk by a coffee shop. You could walk by a record store. You could walk by a card game place.
Yeah,
You don't necessarily walk by a seed place,
yeah.
but you can walk by a seed place through that avenue of a place that they do walk by that's cannabis niche, which is a fucking dispo.
But you did it. You basically did that.
I'm trying to
do it again, but in
I'm
a
trying
different
to
facility.
merge it differently.
What
still,
about? And I don't know if this is too much public IP going out here, but like, would you ever consider like creating like some kind of like mobile seed store,
I mean, dude,
like a little van, like
that'd
an
be
ice cream truck?
the fact that
like
you
one of those
build
ice
it
cream
already,
trucks,
people are
dudes.
gonna be like, just pull up, and then you come up and you got the fucking, and it's Masonic,
Dude,
dressed like Big Worm
Masonic,
with
yeah.
a perm,
Yeah, with the perm, yeah, with the curlers in there.
and I'm stealing people's money,
And you got the
and I don't even give them
with
the right
collar, with a collared shirt, with the style. And you're like,
like it's my money now.
what's up, Big Worm? I mean, Big Worm.
I mean, Big Worm. But yeah, man, thank you for coming on.
I can talk for generations.
I don't want to
so.
stretch this too long, and I think
No.
we hit a lot of the sweet spots.
The stream.
I was just gonna take another fat ass dab.
Yeah.
Fucking. Besides that, I'm gonna load up some of these cannons over here. I'm gonna take like a 1 gram fucking slammer right now, so I can get it. Yeah. Look. This is how I'm gonna do it. Right. I'm gonna grab this grab this motherfucker right here.
Go. All right.
We're gonna grab the
Big
Greasy
jerks.
Banana ABR Farms. Feel good friend of mine,
Hell yeah.
and we're gonna fucking like that was the first gram dab I took out of there.
Nice.
We're gonna grab around the same amount, so that was like a half gram.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna grab another halfy
He's
from the
going
looks
in
of it,
for a big old
Right.
Dabarooski.
and
It
the,
looks like
the machine needs oil,
the machine needs oil.
and that's perfect.
That's
That
great.
smells so good.
Give me a sniff, man. Let me smell
It
this.
smells so good. This might be, I swear to God, on everything I love.
Smells cherry.
The Greasy Banana, this might be my
Greasy
Castaway
Banana-y.
Wilson. Watch, I'm gonna ask right now.
Yeah, my castaway.
Text Bobby Trill, what's the Greasy Banana? It smells like my Castaway Wilson.
Smells great. I really like this. Smells delicious.
Texting Bobby Hashheads. No, not Hashheads. Trill, stupid.
Real.
Trill. Let me see. Is the Greasy Banana ABR the Castaway Wilson? And then I'm gonna put the smoke emoji. Smells like it. So good. The Castaway, low key, smells more artificial by itself. This one does have a little bit of more of a banana punch-esque thing going on with it.
Yeah.
I know what I know, baby.
You know the smell.
I know what I know. Ooh, that shit smell good. Should I add a little grape to it?
Grape it up.
Grape it up. Grapeinator. What a name.
Grapeinator.
What does this smell like to you? Yo, do me a favor, smack that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This will remain in stone, so y'all don't got to worry about me deleting this, man. Y'all gonna be able to watch this. Make sure you guys are following the homie Fresh Press 710. FRSHPRSS 710 on Instagram. Send him a message, drop a comment on one of his more recent posts so we could show some love on him. You know what I mean? No homo.
This has
Show some
really
love
nice, like fermented fruit smell.
on him. Yeah, I like it.
Like or like a rich currant, you know, like very sweet and like, or like a, you know, like dried blueberries, not blueberries, but like the juiciness of like a dried fruit like that.
Mhm.
Like condensed fruit flavor. Yeah, it's really soda like. It's very like, has like a sweetness that's like
I like this description.
very saccharine.
I'm gonna have to have you
Extra
start writing.
saccharine.
You're gonna have to start writing the descriptions for the strains in the
I'm
garden.
down.
Boo.
I'm down.
Come
Let me
smell this.
editorial.
Come
Yeah.
right. Come here. What does it smell like? to you?
Reminds me of
Yeah.
like strain wise, it reminds me of
I think of like blueberry bubblegum chalkiness. Like,
chalkiness.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's got a little-
blueberry chalkiness. Yeah.
but like the candy chalk. You remember the little marbles? and
Yes,
and all those?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Chalky can be red flag, but in this case, green flag.
Yeah, like cotton candy vibes. It's just like very sweet. It's like extra sweet. So it smells really great. That's nice.
All right, I'm about to dab a fat ass one right here.
Let's go.
You want to do a dab with me or what? Simultaneously? No homo?
Simultaneously.
Here, you could take this
Let's
one,
go. All right.
and I'm gonna crank up that one over there.
Let's grow. Let's grow. Let's grow. For real.
They love your descriptive palette too.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, you know, I like smoke a lot of rosin and like eating a lot of food. And I think that's like, these things are very relatable, you know? So I like to, you know, talk about terps.
Talk about
are you doing any
Pinot hunts right now?
I am. What's going on right now? I have more of the Dr. Wilson stuff that I've popped. Just more iterations, to be honest. Trying to find some washers. I've obviously gotten some. Not. I haven't popped any. Well, I plan to pop some seeds right now, like in the next week, of the Tangy. That shit that they just dropped, I got from ILGM, this like company from Amsterdam. They're like a seed bank that like was trying to like do like a learn to grow kind of like social media grow thing. It's fuck, I can't remember what it is, but it's a Tangy cross from Crockett. That I was like kind of, because I love tangies, and you know I'd love to see that again just as a flower. You know, I'd see if I could do something like that with that. What else do I have? I just got I got some cuts. No, what else? Other seeds I have? Oh, I did this. I did do a breeding thing over the last summer, and it was from Freed Seed Day. I hit I got this bag seed chem dog from a friend of mine, Holy Rollers, who does a lot of hash holes for people and stuff. And so he has a lot of seeds he finds, obviously, when he breaks shit down. So I got some fucking seeds from him, and I flowered them out to this chem dog that I liked. And then from Freed Seed Day, there was a sour banana bread cross with Logan OG.
From who?
I can't tell you.
It's okay.
I can't tell you. But I hit it with that, and those phenos were like super papaya-y, very very sweet. And then so I hit it with that, and so I have to pheno hunt that. I haven't popped those yet, but I'm going to. And then I have a back cross of the sour banana bread Logan OG BX. And then but I have to hunt that, and like, you know, fucking I have a bunch of plants with the seeds inside. And then my mom had I gave her some plants, so I have some stuff from her that's seeded at her place, which I thought was kind of funny. And this may just be like backdoor stuff for me to have fun with, like
I mean,
nothing
if it's
crazy.
Fire, it's fire. Like,
Fire's fire. Yeah, I'm gonna do the pheno on
like
my
if you,
yard right
if
now.
something was found there that smells good, that's good.
Yeah.
You know, like don't try to just because it's grown here,
Doesn't have to be complicated.
there, in Jesus's garden, and in like whoever you deem unworthy's place. You know, that shit don't matter, bro. Like I have a plant right here, a volunteer.
Yeah.
And it smells so good. It smells like pink bubble gum, and it has pink pistils, right? And it's a volunteer, and she's re-vegging. What the fuck you think I'm gonna do with that? I'm gonna take snips, and I'm gonna grow her out,
Dude, yeah.
She smells so good.
That's
you know,
so cool, man. Yeah, that's the amazing thing about it. I think like we can do all this like conditioning and all this shit, but like also like kind of being free about it. Like I love the idea of natural selection that you've done. I think that's like super. It's just kind of like it's very punk. It's very like fuck it. Like I mean, and you're starting with a good. You have a
Everything
good
good.
breeding, so it's like it's cool, man. It's gonna be good. You know,
Yep.
it's gonna be unique. It's definitely gonna be unique.
I'm comfortable enough to know I pop more seeds than any motherfucker I know.
Sure you
you know, like the only people that pop more seeds are me is a collective.
Does this work?
Yeah, go ahead. Like, I don't know any, like, oh, yeah, just him by himself. Oh, yeah, he does hunts. Yeah, maybe there are some people, you know? And they're dope too. But I know who, like, you can't take that from me. Like, I've committed my whole past, we'll say 2016, 17, and I was like, I'm just going to start making seeds. I don't know what that is, but we're going to make fucking seeds, And I just did it the way I was taught to do it. And then I'm like, I'm going to try it like this. And it's just making plants. And then I'm doing it like I was taught again.
Yeah.
But that way worked too. But it was hard to recreate and let alone whatever cons may come with that. But it's still really good seeds, And Lord knows, like, it worked and it was great. And it's just another way of doing things. And it's all like, oh, but why do it like this? And I do it, dude. You could do both at the same time.
Yeah.
With one person, But
Experiment. Try
some
new
people
things.
they can't grasp that shit,
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Ego gets in the way.
Well, fuck. Let me heat up. Put some marbles in there.
Yeah, you got a marble?
Yeah. What are you dabbing? You want to try anything here?
I actually do want to try this banana.
Bro, get up in there, brother.
Yeah, dab.
Dab as much as you'd like to. Fucking dab the rest in there. I don't give a fuck. Come on, dog. We getting high today.
Yeah.
We're getting high before we end it off. This is kind of the little. We're at the finish line. Now we're just getting high. We're chilling. I figured the homie was gonna end up smoking one with me before he left anyway, so
Yeah.
might as well just smack it out on the camera. Try that one. That was grown in Hawaii. Duckman Hashco. Yeah, that's my boy.
yeah, that's the duck. Oh, the duck foot stuff. No,
Well, they do duckfoot stuff over
Yeah,
there,
but he's
that
not-
it just happens to be his name, and it's just I don't know why he's under that moniker, but he
Grape
calls
gas,
himself
though. It's
that.
grape
Yeah,
gas.
yep, grape gas, and then there's a banana punch right there too. Very very safe strains, playing it safe strains. Should I say?
I want to. Yeah, I'm trying to push out, and that's why I'm trying to just do my own shit. But I know it's such a just. I feel blessed with the first couple strains that I've been able to find and produce, and then it's been kind of difficult to find something else that's been really like a wow.
No doubt.
Right home about. That's
Man,
what I
with
find.
me, as far as aromatics, and I'm very confident in my selection and what I think is wow. Dude, those bitches come out my ears. They're just every time I turn on, oh fuck, wow. Fucking grab it. But that's because we do different things. You prioritize making hash and having a nice crop for that, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I don't give a fuck, dude. Just pop some seeds and find the next thing that smells good. Okay, lock it in, grab that clone, now give it to the homie that does production because my production line only goes so long for consumables here.
I feel you.
I will bang out my whole garden and I still won't be happy with the amount of resin that came out of it. I was like, I should have just made seeds,
Right.
or just kept my library, So I've it's insanity if I grow a bed to make resin again. It's insanity for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a breeder.
Yeah.
I'm a seed maker. I'm not a hash maker. I'm not I've
done
sharpened
it,
my
but-
sword. I've
yeah.
sharpened my sword. I know it's sharp.
Yeah.
I don't need to keep showing everybody it's sharp. Hey, yeah, we could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that too. You know?
Totally.
I just pop my own seeds, make seeds, pop my own seeds, make seeds.
Yeah.
Everyone does it different.
But it's cool, man. You do your thing, man. It's like it's inspirational. I know a lot of people are inspired, and I think that's like people want to live through the experience, and support, and
Yep.
I think that's what hard work and making art and stuff like that, and doing a unique style. You got your own thing.
Yep.
Super cool,
Yo,
man.
Diana, I'm on live right now. I gotta go watch the baby in a bit, right?
Family
Yeah.
man.
Pick up the kids and then I'll go watch the baby.
Family
I love
man.
you. Bye. Just like that, guys. So we're the
Boom.
most important podcast in the world right now. You're watching it.
The greatest.
Shout out Fresh Press. Thanks for
The
coming
greatest,
through. We're
yeah.
gonna end it off with a dab. So if you see us coughing and abruptly end the live, just know that we are done with this shit.
Yeah,
so
finito.
make sure you hit that sub, hit that like. FRSHPRSS7 here. Let me.
Oh, you need
no,
a.
use the new one. Use the new one. That's
you.
the one that works. Pass me that one. This one.
I didn't even see this one.
No, they took the ticker off of this.
Yeah,
one.
I was wondering.
yeah. That one's good. That one's brand new.
Fresh.
Yeah. There you go. Boom. Feel free to pick up the pipe too, so you can get a nice balance on there, a nice even flame. Go to MasonicsSeeds.co. Go tap in. We got the brand new drop we just dropped. MasonicsSeeds.co. Don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Go to buyflorabella.com and check out the trace mineral. Use Mace at the checkout for a generous discount. Go to plantsmangroup.com and use Mace at the checkout as well for a generous discount. Don't sleep. MasonicsSeeds.co. We're dabbing, y'all. Get your dabs ready. We're ending it off with a dab.
Dab with us.
Dab with us.
One more dab.
One more dab.
One more dab.
Hit the like. Hit the like.
Boom, bum, ba-dum.
You heated it up enough?
The real problem is A, that, and B is you have 2 marbles.
Yes, I do. I got everything right here. We got slurpers, marbles, pillars, killers, chillers. You're at 640.
640, baby.
What are you dabbing at? 520 or something?
520, yeah.
500. Okay, I'm doing like 660, boys.
Boom, 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 ba boom, boom. All right, let's go. I'll go a little higher.
Go ahead. Whenever you want to go.
A greasy banana.
Yeah, it was good. I smoked some yesterday. I got high as fuck.
Nice.
Love from the mitten. Shout out everybody in the chat. Yo, guys, we're still raising it up as a company here. We're a small family business.
Small badge.
We don't have sponsors. We don't none of that shit. So go support the website today, MasonicsSeeds.co. Go show some love. We'll run it up.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Shout out to homie Makai Melts. He's under OG Pie Breath. He sent me this rig right here. You guys might see him chatting in the chat. That's real love right there. That's that real internet in real life love right there. When the chat be sending me goodies, man, I love it, bro. You guys are the best. I'm taking a fat ass dab right now, so
Globs.
I have to reheat that bitch.
Reheat. Do you need the...
I got that. I got it
All right,
right here. Look, boom.
Let's go.
730. Give it another 40 degrees. No, more like 70 degrees. We're getting there. Thank you for coming again, Z. I appreciate you, doggy.
No, appreciate. No.
I
I
think
appreciate what you do, man. It's
that
all
was
good.
more fun than last time, I think.
We had the earthquake one last time.
Oh, it's too cold.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Got you.
We're gonna get it though. Watch. And smoke all that
Reheat.
shit.
Reheat. Reheat. Blob. That was on point. We've created our own atmosphere in here.
Yeah. Let's go. Thank you for that ninja dab, brother.
Ninja dab. No problem. Fresh press. Fresh press.
I'm dead.
Ninja dab.
Oh my God. Death by dab.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, Masonic community. Shout out to all the small batch growers. Shout out to the mom and pop. Shout out to, the
Shout out everybody.
Everybody. Shout
In
out
the
to
world.
everyone in the world. All planets.
Even the haters that were in the chat.
Yeah, totally. Shout out to the haters.
You guys are the best.
can't do anything without the haters. Thank you.